internet. Welcome to another edition of the Play Some Video Games podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Delvin, aka D Wade Statue Cox. Also with me is the Cleveland Chainsaw Massacre, Donnie Reese. How you doing?
What's up?
Also, last but not least, the crazy one of the crew, the Harley Quinn, Miss Haley Nicole Miller. How you doing?
Haley Quinn.
Thank you. Good job.
I saved it for you.
Better now that I'm among friends and not alone with my own thoughts. So.
Okay. Well, you know, I'm Friends, the TV show, because that show sucked. Show's awful.
No one told me life was gonna be this white.
Yeah.
Right?
pretty accurate. Pretty goddamn accurate.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you made it in.
Unlike some people.
Yeah. Dev's not here. He's dead.
Well, thank you for having me.
My mouse just stopped working.
Oh, that's not
That
good.
sucks. But anyway.
Story of how my fucking day is going.
Yeah, you want to go first? Want me to go first? I've had a fucking wild several days. They thought I was
It's
dead.
not wild, so yeah, definitely let me go first, because I mean, it's whatever. I'm fine. I'm really tired. I had one of those days, one of those nights last night where I just couldn't sleep for whatever reason. I just didn't feel good. Couldn't sleep. So I was going to take the day off. I mean, I would normally take the day off. But we've got election on Tuesday and I got a lot of work to do. So I just told my boss, I was like, look, I can't drive downtown today. If I have to drive all the way downtown and everything, I'm going to be miserable. I'm already going to be miserable. So the plan was to work from home and then hopefully like maybe finish early and get a nap in. And that nap just never came. So I'm running off like 2 hours of sleep and I'm just kind of tired, man.
Yeah,
So,
we'll breeze through this tonight because I'm a little bit tired as well. I had a long week, long last week, and today has been interesting. For those who don't know, everybody should know by now. I do property management.
Yep.
And we had a commercial property that we had an eviction for today. And it was a storage for a furniture store. And so I've been I've been calling this person like, hey, you're gonna come pick up your stuff, and they haven't been answering the phone for months, trying to tell them like, hey, when the eviction comes, they're gonna put all your stuff out on the streets. And you have 24 hours to get it, because that's how that works. So the day comes, sheriff comes by the day. We finally open up the unit because we don't allow to go in there or anything like that until, we take possession of the property. Mm-hmm. When I tell you, there is so much shit in that place. I'm like, oh my God, this is a fucking nightmare. Imagine, just imagine a warehouse just full of furniture. Not like in a regular way, like stacked to like the roof. And it's not like good furniture. It's like Salvation Army type shit that I now have to figure out how to get rid of. And I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be a fucking nightmare. Because I have to also re-rent the place with a lot of time, because that owner has lost a lot of money on that property. And he's like, I want this rented again, ASAP. Mm-hmm. But also get all this shit out of there. So I started the process of trying to get people to come get that stuff out of there, and I'm just like, it's going to be a fucking nightmare. But what can I do? That's one of the many things that happened today. I was really sick last week to the point where they had to call my friends and say, can you please make sure Delvin's alive? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to put in a house call. Make sure you...
Yeah. I love getting a message at 5 in the afternoon going, have you heard from my dad? No, I haven't heard from your dad.
What happened was I was so sick that morning I called my job like, hey, I can't even get out of the fucking bed. So I'm not coming in. They're like, all right, cool. And my job is next door to where my old place is at. Like it's right next to this building right here. Mm-hmm. So usually I just come here and park and go walk over there to work. So since my car never showed up, they're like, where the fuck is he at? He never misses work. And the only other person I told that I was sick was my mom, because she called me like shortly after that. And I guess she forgot to tell everybody I was sick. So I was at home just like fucking knocked out, like in a coma until like 6 o'clock. And I think when I noticed everyone was calling, like, oh shit, that might be a problem. Is somebody dead? They're like, you motherfucker, you're the one we think is dead.
Yep. We're about to exploit you for personal gain.
Like, you're the one we think is dead. Like, oh.
Yeah, hold on. I'm just checking when he messaged me. Hold on. I'm actually curious now.
I caught dibs on his Steam Deck.
Good job.
Like, I get his Steam Deck and his pinball machine.
Yeah, this was on the 24th. He literally goes, Haley, has Dad talked to you all day? No. Why? Did something happen? He's like, yeah, we haven't heard from him. We're kind of worried. I was like, all right, let me ask around.
Yeah, he's probably dead. They were close. Tried to get me.
That's when you realize how little life is left. And
Yeah.
people start being like, hey, did you die?
Yeah.
You know?
I think this
Like,
last sickness.
It wasn't like ironic or being funny. It was like legit.
Like, yeah, it was literally legit. Like, is he fucking dead? Like, yo. Like, I'm not. I will say this. This last time I got sick, which wasn't COVID, by the way, I checked. It made me realize how old I am, because them sicknesses hit different when you get older.
Mm-hmm.
Like before, you get sick like this, you're like, all right, I'm fine. I can walk around and I'm sick, but I'll be all right. This time, it wasn't none of that shit. Nothing at all. I felt miserable for like 4 fucking days. It was horrible. I didn't want to do nothing. I don't think I even start eating food till like Saturday. And what happened was I was strong enough to like go to Walmart real quick early in the morning because I wanted fruit. So I went there and got some apples. And they had some of the most delicious goddamn apples I ever tasted in my life. I ate like 6 apples at one time. I was like, and went back and laid back down. I was just so much tired and just out of it till like.
That's your body craving vitamins.
Yeah. Till like, I want to say till like almost Sunday night.
So what you been playing?
I actually played. I'm starting to play. I'm still playing Silent Hill, which I like a lot.
Okay.
Silent Hill is great.
I bought that whole game.
I haven't started it yet either.
$70 or whatever, however much it was. How much does it cost?
Yeah.
It's $70.
Yeah,
I bought that whole game, the whole thing, out of pocket. I ain't even seen the title screen.
Oh yeah, that's been this week. There's a lot of stuff that came out that I want to play.
It's been this month. Didn't I buy that thing when it come out like a month ago?
Yes, it came out.
That's where I am with games right now.
Game
I got
Arcade.
games. I got whole games I bought just sitting there, like not even doing anything.
Yeah, that was I'm enjoying that one. I played Retro Realm.
Okay. Yeah.
That one's fucking dope.
You like it?
Yeah, so far I like it a lot.
Have you heard me talk about it at all?
Yeah, I heard you when you was talking about it. I said.
Do you think it's hard?
I found the Evil Dead part easy so far. It feels like the Michael Myers one is a little bit more harder.
How many worlds are you in?
Evil Dead, I'm on the 3rd one.
Okay.
Michael
Yeah,
Myers, I'm on the 2nd.
That's a right. Like the first 2 worlds are pretty easy, and then like it really starts to get going.
Yeah.
That shit's getting hard. Like,
Well, I mean, that kind of
need
sounds
easy
like
mode.
a retro game.
it is. Yeah. No, I get it. I don't hold it against it. No, I kind of do. Sometimes it's a little cheap. Some of it's a little.
Yeah.
You have to like platform on these little platforms. You have to jump through them while like these eyes like wave through the screen. While like there's enemies on the platform you have to jump on. So there's not like a lot of room for you. Like you have to like hit them as you land. And then they'll have other enemies like that throwing stuff at you all at the same time.
That reminded me so much of when I used to play Ninja Gaiden on NES as a kid.
It definitely has that kind of. That's what I was telling Rebecca. It's like ghosts and goblins and stuff, and it feels a little cheap. It does.
It is.
You know, it's like hard for like hard's sake. They're like, we're just gonna make them want to throw their controller.
Yeah.
You know.
But I'm really digging it so far.
People like it. I mean, I like it too. To be fair, I like it. I think the visuals and everything are great. I just wish I can enjoy more of it without being so damn angry that I suck at video games.
Yeah, I found myself as I was playing it, trying to figure out what the other two games were going to be. I feel like one of them is going to be Scream.
Probably.
It's going to be Ghostface.
I mean, I was thinking Friday the 13th.
That one might actually make more sense because it's all like horror stuff, right? Like it's not really.
Yeah.
Scream,
that's the whole
more
idea.
of a thriller than a horror.
No. The Ghostface definitely. Yeah, it's when you're talking Wes
Craven
Craven and stuff. Come
but why I said Scream was because Halloween is on the Starz network. And Evil Dead is also on Starz.
So he's put thought into this. That's good.
So I'm like, okay, Scream also I think is on Starz as well.
Yeah, but Starz doesn't own the rights to these franchises.
They don't, but I think
who owns the rights to them?
Paramount.
I think
Halloween is owned by Paramount.
Listen, Ghostface is in Mortal Kombat. All of these things are in Dead by Daylight.
Everywhere.
I think all the horror icons are open if you've got the money. So I don't think that's
a fair point.
Because I think the game had because I know it says Starz at the beginning of it. I think
I don't know how well this game is selling. Part of me is concerned because I think the idea is that every year they add on to it. So I think like every year around this time we'll get like an expansion. But my question is it like selling well enough for them to even do it? Because it doesn't seem like it's selling all that well. Like the traffic that I'm seeing, and I'm just extrapolating like experience. The traffic that I'm seeing on Reddit, for example, the things that I'm seeing, I don't know. Let me go see like how many reviews it has, like on Steam. I know that doesn't mean anything, but it's something. It just seems like nobody really knows that this thing is a thing.
Yeah, that is true. But I was thinking because
it has 50 reviews on Steam.
Oh,
okay, that's not a lot at all.
Like I don't know. Like I'd be shocked if this thing has sold 5,000 copies. I feel like.
I think it probably sold a little bit more than that.
I hope so, but it just doesn't seem like I'm telling people I'm playing and stuff. They're like, "Huh? Who? What?"
I feel like the cost of it is cheap. They made this for real cheap. Doesn't look
like
it.
No. The reviewers. That's one of the things reviewers are angry about. Is it's not cheap.
Oh, they said that.
The individual game are $25 a piece.
No, I think they made it for cheap, not as much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm hoping because they made it for not as much, it'll have longer legs. And I think $25 each is worth it for these games.
Hey, Yarden says that he's seeing it on shelves. I've yet to see it on shelves, but I haven't been.
Oh, it's on shelves.
If that's good. That's really good.
I might buy a physical. I didn't know that.
Well, I bought a physical copy. Just they're delayed. I bought the collector's edition, like the whole big thing, but they were delayed. So to make it up to us, they just sent us digital codes. They're like, "Here's a code. You can play until your physical shows up."
Which is really cool. That's really
cool. That's super nice of them. Yeah, I told them I was like, guys, this is excellent customer service.
Yes,
that is good customer service.
I hope that game succeeds. I really do.
My Cavs beat up on the Lakers tonight.
Oh, it's their first loss?
Maybe that's why Dev didn't want to show up.
Well, that's a good reason.
No, Dev is sick, guys. He's just sick.
I think that's going around.
It is.
Whatever that is.
My wife and daughter were sick last week.
I know pneumonia is going around right now.
That's not good.
So.
Yeah, we won 134 to 110.
Ooh.
My Cavs have come out of the gate swinging. Like they've looked great 5 games in. Yep. Allen had 20, Mitchell had 24, Mobley had 26, Garland had 12 and 10 assists. Karis LeVert had 16. So whole effort, whole team.
That's great. Shut up, B-Life. We ain't asked you if you sick.
I honestly can't tell. I thought last night maybe I was getting sick. Like I kind of woke up. I was kind of snotty. I was kind of coughing. I hit the inhaler and I've felt fine since. I just couldn't sleep. I was just tossing and turning and hot and cold and just I couldn't sleep. So I'm just tired. When we get to the questions part of the segment, I've got the melatonin. I'm gonna take that. So I'll be out by the time we reach the end of the podcast.
That works. Well, shoot is Haley, how's your week been? Before we
Well, I lost my dog.
yeah, we saw that.
That's
Yeah.
bleak.
Well, so like for anyone who doesn't know, the dog doesn't live with me. It lived with my dad because like I live in an apartment and the cat and the dog don't get along. But that dog loved seeing me. I loved seeing it. I went to go see it because I was at work on Tuesday morning when my dad sent me the message being like, "Hey, just letting you know." I think I'm too close to my mic. Sorry. I'm hearing myself in the thing.
No, you sound fine to me.
Yeah, you sound fine. I don't hear you.
Look
It
at
might
this
just be my-
amazing thing. I don't even know what these just did, but that's incredible.
That is dope.
Yeah.
Look
So
like Saints Row, don't I? Look at that.
Yeah.
it does.
Got wings, man.
I was at work on Tuesday morning in Niagara Falls, and my dad's like, "Hey, just letting you know that we're gonna have to put the dog down tomorrow. He's deteriorating, and it's basically inhumane at this point."
Yeah.
So when he sent that to me, I was like, "Okay, can I come see the dog today?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's no problem." So I get home, I finish work, and I get changed, I go see the dog, and the dog can't even walk to me. Like my brother had to just bring him over. And that was rough to see the dog like that.
Yeah,
So that happened yesterday while I was counting a hardware store. So yesterday I was angry. Today I had to leave work early because I could not keep it together. I tried. I showed up.
Yeah, you have to allow yourself time to process. You didn't do that, you know.
Yeah.
Not really. No. In the worst way possible. I kind of lost it on somebody today. Not somebody I work with. Not somebody I work with.
That's
it was
even
just a
worse.
random Yep.
She's like, not anybody I work with, just some random ass person in the store. I drop kicked the shit out of this person.
I did not drop kick this person. I did, however. They got in my face about me coming back from asking a store manager a question, and I was like, I don't give a shit. And they were like, that doesn't give you a right to be an asshole. And I was like, whatever, man. Like,
I'd have been far worse to that.
Oh, I'm aware, but my boss was like, hey, you gotta go sit in the car for like 5-10 minutes. Like, go cool off. I was like, I'm not gonna leave you to count the store by yourself.
I forget that's Canada. That's a bit much in Canada.
Haley always has a story when it comes to work. You ever realize, like, every shift there's something?
Yeah.
She's blocking in employees. She's yelling at strangers. She's yelling at her boss. Like, it's always something.
I've never yelled at my boss. Never.
Haley likes her boss.
Yeah.
Hey,
Challenger
now it's a
approaches.
Oh, that's great. I ain't got to record PSXP now.
Hey,
good.
fuck you.
Just get this
That's
out of
my
the way.
birthday. That's my birthday. You ain't pulling that shit. We already decided on that.
Happy birthday. You have the night off.
Yeah, there you go. Your birthday present surprise.
Yeah.
Also, you
thank
get 2 beers deep and a bowl deep snurts tonight. So, I'm here to party.
I'm drinking orange crush flavored water. So
Of course
She's
you
realized
are.
this is the
Enhanced.
second or third time she's told me about this water.
I mean, at least I'm drinking water.
Like, she really wants you to know.
Orange Crush
Yeah.
flavor.
Yeah.
Orange Crush water. Don't
Yeah.
forget.
Because she's crushing it.
Crushing
job.
it.
Yeah. Yep.
-1 Sturts.
I'm already hitting them out of the dark. All right.
That made me laugh.
Other than that, I've got the next 4 days off because I booked tomorrow off for Dragon Age. So hopefully I will, process over the weekend. When on Monday I return to Counting a Spirit Halloween, which is always a fun time. And then what have I been playing? Lots of Baldur's Gate 3 with mods because every time I add new ones, I have to start over because of mod conflicts. So I think I've started that game 5 or 6 times in the past week and a half.
No, that's terrible. That sounds awful.
I mean, I have a double XP mod, so like by the time I get back to where I was, I'm already like higher level than I was the first time. So
Okay.
it's not really that bad, and also I just choose dialogue options I think are funny, so I'm having a good time with it. A little bit of Dead Rising, Deluxe Remaster here and there. Still trying to grind out.
Forgot all about that.
Still trying to grind out the old Zombie Annihilator achievement. Thank you, everybody.
I don't know if this means a whole lot, but I was just
Mhm.
trying to see if I could find something. I went to the Steam stats
Mhm.
and I searched the top sellers this week and last week. Retro Realms doesn't show up in the top 100 in any keys.
Well,
So like, there's like games like VR Chat, Farm Sim 24, Lust Goddesses,
well, you know why that's there.
That took a turn.
Satisfactory.
That also sounds like the
I don't
same
get-
lust
no.
there.
Satisfactory. That's a base building type. Like, game.
American Truck Sim,
That makes
Fuck
sense.
yeah.
Fallout
America.
4,
Fallout 4.
America. Fuck yeah.
Retro Realms. Let me look this up, see if I can see anything.
EA Sports, and definitely FIFA's for sure. Web fishing, because that was a game Rebecca turned me on to on Shack. She talked about this. This is like this Animal Crossing fishing only game.
Oh yeah, web
So
fishing.
that
I've
thing-
seen that come around.
that
yeah.
game is at 38. And Retro Realms with Halloween and Ash not even on the list.
Wow.
Like I don't, and I really hope I can come across something that tells me that I'm wrong. But just in reading around and looking around, I don't think it's selling very well.
It might not be.
I don't think it is.
I hope it is.
Me too.
I have faith.
I've also been playing Dead Island 2 New Game Plus, and man, is that very, very challenging. Oh my god.
Isn't that just
Oh, really?
Dead Rising? Like the
Pardon?
same?
Yeah, it's different. Dead Rising is a more arcadey feel, is it not? Than a first person.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Dead Island 2's New Game Plus was just added in the recent patch. So monsters take more to kill, that's fine. But there are now special enemies that appear called Revenants, and they're like mutated versions of the Apex variants. And those things are just super tough to kill.
Super Apex. That does not sound fun.
Basically, if you kill all 10 of them, because there's like 10 of them across the New Game Plus mode, you get a new skin. So yeah,
Ooh.
new level cap of 40 as well. They each drop new unique weapons. So like there is incentive to kill them. It's just like they're challenging. I'm having a good time with it. Of course, all of this goes to the wayside when Dragon Age comes out tomorrow. So. And then the only other thing is I got a call from GameStop today. While I was on my way home from work, GameStop called me. Hey, if you trade your PS5 in towards a PS5 Pro, you'll get an extra $100 credit. I was like, okay, I was already going to do that anyways. So
That's
So
good.
how much did they give you for the PlayStation overall?
I don't know because I haven't traded in yet. I'm trading it in like on launch day.
Well, let's go check.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Trade value.
Gunshoe Donnie is on the case.
Consoles. Is
When I
yours
talked
the
to
OG?
Yeah, it's the OG disc model. When I talked to the clerk at GameStop last week when I made a payment on my Pro, said current trading value was like $315, so it'd be $400.
Is that Canadian? Like I would imagine that's Canadian, so it's going to be more.
Yeah.
So here we are offering $290 in store credit or $200 cash.
Makes sense.
Huh.
That sounds about like that's around $315 Canadian.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So $290. If they give you $100, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, and again, so I have $267 outstanding on the Pro right now. Like, actually, it's $267.40. But like, if they're gonna give me $415, I just use that towards the rest of the Pro, and then I'll just turn the rest into PlayStation's store credit.
No,
So-
we do not have any extra $100 somethings.
Yeah, I don't know. I got
10% bonus if you trade in a console. That's what you get. So add
Well,
10%
this
of
is-
the 290. Add
This is a
$30 to that.
limited time
Yeah.
deal. Like they called me today. It's like from November 4th to November 14th. So
To perhaps drive the Retro Realms thing even home. Oh, let's see here. Not sure if this is accurate, but just looked up concurrent players in SteamDB. This is from Yarden. There are 10 people playing Retro Realms on Steam.
Oh,
What I was gonna say is I went to the Steam discussions page, where they post patch notes and things. I'm just gonna read you the amount of comments that are in each thread for the last 3 days. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3,
oh,
3. Like
I mean, that's like my podcast
channels have our Discord channel has more replies in it than that.
Yeah, we have pretty.
That's not good,
right? Like it.
I mean, because that's like your mom and 2 friends at that point.
Yeah, that sounds like a good time, Snurts.
It says,
Hey,
that's like your mom and 2 friends sharing around the same AI generated image. all day.
now we know your your search history there, Donnie.
hey. Oh. Yeah, so that's cool. You can get your PlayStation 5 Pro.
Yep.
What's your TV sitch?
Oh, I have the original TV that you recommended to me. I have I'm trying to get a C2, but I've got the Nano Cell
that's cool.
right now. So yeah,
so that's able to take advantage of it a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, the C model would do better, like because it's OLED, right? But like, yeah.
What are you looking to play on it first or most?
What am I looking? I'm gonna test Dragon Age for sure because I'll still be playing that, which is PS5 Pro enhanced. I definitely want to check out the Horizon remasters use of it.
Nice.
Last of Us stuff. Spider-Man. That'd be good to check out.
Upgrade today.
Oh yeah. I was watching the Digital Foundry video. Yeah.
I got the remastered copy on Steam for $10.
And we own it on PS5 as well. So
even better.
A lot of the stuff that I'm actually playing is PS5 Pro enhanced. I'm kind of curious to see what God of War Ragnarok is going to do with it because they've said that's PS5 Pro enhanced as well. But like a lot of the studios for Sony have come out and like detailed what their upgrades are.
You would hope.
Sony Santa Monica hasn't.
If they don't do it, who is? Like you would hope.
I know, but
all of them should.
I'm just pointing out that like they're the only studio I have.
Retro gun updates are.
Yeah.
Basically, anybody using like those opening credit logos where you see all the games that is part of the platform.
Like if you know the studio, like by logo, they should be doing something with some game.
They better.
That's exciting. It's always fun to get a new toy.
Yeah, well,
it is. New hardware is a blast.
And again, the Pro comes out 2 days before my birthday, which is why we're recording XP.
Are you getting the retro one?
No, that's $1,600 Canadian. I am paying $1,008.
Worth it though.
I didn't have $1,600.
That's how much gray paint. I mean, it sounds like you do. You're getting a free $100 extra.
Yeah.
Just more credit to pay off. Who cares?
No,
we die at the end of this. There's no point. Like this doesn't matter.
I almost died in the middle of it.
Don't you fucking do that to me, sir. No,
he's gonna wild out at your funeral. She's gonna be yelling and shit in the casket.
Why?
We're gonna be looking like shaking our heads like some people you just can't take anywhere.
He was the best of us.
Again,
that moved in. The fuck's going on?
Haley and all my baby mamas gonna be fighting. Yeah.
Haley's gonna be.
They go deep.
Yeah.
I can see her. She's just screaming, "How dare you do this?" And I see some woman just like, "I know he wasn't fucking around with no white man." Delvin Jr.'s hugging her. She's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty accurate.
I know he ain't.
That joke
My DM say otherwise.
Wasn't really wanting the podcast tonight, but that joke was it. I'm in now. I'm in. I got Snurts here and that joke. That made the whole thing worthwhile.
Yes, there you go. We made it. We're here now.
That's funny.
Look at Jiggy Collector. They cannot Ubisoft sell this game already. They gotta let it get a little bit of their money first.
Yeah, I would hope so. So anyway, back to that. I'm starting to worry. Like, do we not hear from this again? Like, do we get one of those splash page tweets here soon, where it's like, well, we had plans to have all of your favorite horror franchises come over, but nobody bought the game, so we laid everybody off.
I have faith. I think this is gonna be one of those games that just have long legs.
I hope so.
That
hope so.
people are just gonna keep
It'd be
buying and
nice.
stuff like that. Yeah, because if it's in the store, somebody's gonna see it in the store who doesn't know about, like, oh shit, a game with Michael Myers and Evil Dead. I'm buying this.
You would hope.
Especially if
Maybe.
Yeah, like you would hope, but I don't know if that's true, Delvin.
that,
I think we think that. I don't think people think that.
You'll be surprised how many people who don't know much about video games just walk.
There's 10 people playing it on Steam.
Those people know about video games.
Steam, which just set a concurrent record, like a world record for most players playing video games on a concurrent platform. 10 of them are playing
10.
this game. That's worse than Concord, my man.
That is.
Hey, we're up to 13 now, Donnie.
Oh,
13
see, we're
players.
spreading awareness. We're
Yeah,
raising the
look at
numbers.
that.
Let's keep talking
That's-
about it.
That's a PVG bump right there.
It'll go up.
PSVG bump.
It's D-Life and Yarden and Tara. They all just went in there and grabbed a copy. They're like, let's see what the hell they're talking about.
Let's do it. Let's go.
It's so funny.
Well, I look forward to you playing Dragon Age. I can't wait to hear it. I want to listen to
Oh, I'm
PSXP,
so excited! And for anybody
the
who
Dragon
doesn't
Age
know,
edition.
I will be streaming it. I'll be streaming it around 12:15 tomorrow, EST. So
EST.
Yeah, I'm curious on your opinion too, because I will.
yeah, it's a global
I feel
launch.
like
It's
I
weird.
want to dive back into that franchise after skipping Inquisition, because the trailers kind of got me hyped. The gameplay looks very fluid and not like the
It looks like a
Origin
pretty game.
style. Yeah,
It does.
It's like a
Very
fantasy
much so.
type thing where I'm like, that looks kind of cool. I could be interested in that, but I just know I'm not Dragon
That's
Age
fair.
person. So.
So for whatever reason, and Life is Strange actually did this week too. It's a global launch. It launches at the same time for everybody. So it's noon Eastern tomorrow is the launch. So
Nice.
yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I'll be playing it tomorrow. Probably.
Better than like 1 a.m. That's
Yeah,
weird.
1 a.m. sucks.
yeah, because like by 8 a.m. everybody spoiled like the first hour or two of the game.
If you're gonna,
Oh
do it.
yeah, I mean anybody who's interested in
It's
this
like
game should
full
have
playthrough,
first-
no commentary video. YouTube,
Right.
it's like,
Right.
guess who dies at the end? Big splash thumbnail. We're like, damn it.
Yep. Just-
I always seem to get those videos on my YouTube algorithm for the Mortal Kombat storylines. Like, do you just want to hear the story and not play the game? I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
that sounds
actually,
pretty cool. Yeah, like
hour
that's
and a
nice.
half. Like, I'll just
That's
kind of put
nice.
that in the background. while
Save
I'm
me the
playing
money, save me the
something
time. Thank you.
else. Right. Yeah.
just tell me the plot.
Right. Yeah.
Do like people should have did in the Venom movie. Just tell me the plot. I don't have to go see it.
What? I
Just
mean,
tell
you don't want 3 Venom movies with no Spider-Man in them?
me. I didn't want one Venom movie with no Spider-Man. in it. No last 3. They could have kept all them shits.
Hey man, I actually like those movies, but Tom Hardy is is throwing it all in there.
Yeah, I very indifferent about them. They always seem to end in some kind of big CGI fight with 2 symbiotes and just like, okay, one's red this time. I guess that's supposed to be Carnage. Not really thrilling me here.
I'm going to cut
You
you
know
off
what?
there, Haley. This is not PSXP. I'll let you have it for a moment.
So
Not
let me
trying to
go
be
into my
polite.
further remarks about Tom Hardy and his Venom portrayal.
Hey man, I didn't start this time. You can't even pin this.
Tune
on
in
me.
next time to the next episode of PSXP.
It'll
Apparently
be
on Haley's birthday.
Sponsored by Venom.
There you
Dragon
go.
Balls.
13
Yeah.
inches of Venom or whatever, right?
Yeah.
19
Whoa.
inches of Venom.
19. Goodness.
Ayo. Oh yeah, the doll. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the Spider-Man 2 statue was 19 inches of Venom.
Right. I wasn't sure if that was a recent Twitter ad or this Venom statue. Like, it's been so weird for the people.
A little bit both.
They
Little bit
apparently have a crossover with Call of Duty right now. So
I played that today.
both. What did you
We can
think?
talk about that. Okay. I haven't played very much, so don't expect like a lot of thoughts. I played like the first 2 missions.
Oh, I'm curious. Because
Um,
we talked about this on Cadillac.
playing on PC, right? Open up the PC app, go to the launcher, click it. Nothing happens for like a good solid 3 minutes. I'm like, what? Click it again. And then all of a sudden the window pops up eventually. Okay. I get the splash screen. I accept all the terms, all this bullshit that we are used to having to go through. I get to the, like now everybody just throws you into these settings before you even get to like the game or the start screen. They're like, do you want to have narration on? Do you want to turn this on? Do you just set your brightness level and all that shit? I go through all of that. I'm like, yeah, I'm using a controller. I'm doing this. Make the brightness. I go to start the game. I press start. The whole app just closes. I'm like, we are off to a great start. Here I am thinking that it crashed. It didn't. It stopped to reboot itself like it was doing last year. It's a little cleaner this time, but it's still doing the same shit. And the reason that I say that is, guys, it took 3 or 4 of those before I actually could get somewhere to launch the game.
Oh, no.
I had to, every time I would like got through the next layer, the app would close and like 30 seconds would go by and it would reboot and start and come back up again. And then the thing that pissed me off is when I finally got into the game, all those settings that I had to set, I had to just set them again because my controller didn't work. The darkness was, I was like, mother, I already did that. I've done this like 4 times already. And they're like, do it again. Yep. So that whole process is not like whatever it is they're doing with this launcher shit. It's nonsense. Like Xbox has got to fix that. This sucks. The splash title screen is great. So much better than what it was before, right? Like you got the campaign at the top and you've got your battle, your multiplayer modes, and at the bottom you've got like the different things, but it's like tiled. It's simple. You know, it's not like last year where I felt like I was trying to navigate through, you know, a Wii screen trying to figure out where the hell the campaign was. It's a lot better now. So I liked that part. And then once I actually got into the game and started playing, I mean, I'll just give you very brief impressions. The game looked incredible. Like just visually and the models and everything, it looked great. I've always said that, but this year more than years past, I mean, Call of Duty's production values are kind of second to none. There are very few folks that rival them in that regard. You know, they're kind of the best of the best when it comes to bringing you like top-notch production and production value. Right there with like Naughty Dog and, you know, all those other folks are great. And I was kind of digging it. Little weird. So play the first mission and you get dropped in the safe house. There's like this cutscene and everything, get dropped in the safe house. And that's like their new thing. They have like this base building safe house thing, which I'm on board with. But the transition from that to that was like a weird story lore way. Like they cutscene, and this cutscene is like, hey, do you know what's going on? And it's like, no. And they're like, does he know? And like that's like the tension. You're like, I don't know. Does he know? I guess we're gonna find out in the missions to come. And then immediately the guy's like, he knew all along, and now we're at this house. And I'm like, what the fuck was all of that for? He just started talking, kind of giving the whole thing away like immedientely, like the next screen over. I was like, damn.
Call of Duty quick mysteries.
Yeah, pretty much. So
I mean, I've been watching a playthrough because I won't get to play it for a while. So I'm up to like the mission they showed in the reveal trailer at like Summer Games Fest that I don't know, the dirt bike one or whatever. I'm watching that.
So, you know, all in all, I gotta play the whole campaign and everything before I can tell you what I actually think of the campaign. But production values are good. You know, shooting guns. It's Call of Duty. It's good. Yeah, very good. And we'll see where the story goes. I've heard great things about it. You know, everybody's kind of talking about it. Everybody's, you know, kinging it. Everybody's knighting it. It's the best Call of Duty in years or whatever. So
because it's like in a time I was alive for. I was alive for Desert Storm. So it's like, oh. It's going to be really cool to look at what their vision of Desert Storm was.
Well, that first mission that I did was very like the Kingdom or Jarhead. Like you go to fight these folks like in a caravan, like in oil fields, and like there's like fucking oil stacks on fire and everything's dark and like it looks like that. You know, if you've ever seen the movie Jarhead, like that's kind of what you can expect. So I was like, this is cool. I don't think we've ever seen a set piece, an environment quite like that in any of these games.
They did do like the night vision firing of like Tomahawk missiles from a destroyer or something like that. Because
they do. There's a cutscene where some missiles are fired off. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, I'm with Delvin. I actually do remember that war. I was pretty young, but I still
was not alive yet.
Good for you. But I'm curious to see that because I did enjoy also the first Black Ops in this new vision of it, and I thought it was a really entertaining campaign, and that's what I'm in for these Call of Duty games.
The cutscenes are great. You're gonna like
very
that.
cool
The
to see
cutscenes are
this.
great.
Like I'll eventually get it when it's on sale. They always get like
Game Pass.
$30 or $20 eventually. Yeah, Game Pass on PlayStation. Can't wait.
Exactly. We'll talk about that later with some comments that came down. But yeah, definitely Game Pass.
I want to say the new opening credits like thing for Call of Duty within like the Marvel style, where it's like the plaquettes of each character or whatnot, is really interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Want to get some of these news stories, Donnie?
Yeah, let's do it. So, Sony Interactive Entertainment has closed Firewalk Studios and their mobile developer Neon Koi. Concord, which we've talked about off and on for the last couple months, which was delisted and taken offline 2 weeks after it launched back in August, will now be permanently sunset. Sony will shift some of these employees as much as they can, if possible, to other studio houses within their org. Herman Hulse had this to say on the closures, and there was a lot, so I just picked out 2 things that I thought might have some merit as we continue to go forward. While mobile remains a priority growth area for the studio business, we are in the very early stage of our mobile efforts. To achieve success in this area, we need to concentrate on titles that are in line with PlayStation Studios' pedigree and have the potential to reach more players globally. So, I don't know who Neon Koi was or what they were doing, but apparently it was a mobile game that wouldn't reach enough people based on this. And it looks like PlayStation wants to do more mobile stuff, and they want to use their properties like Uncharted Fortune Hunter and Run Sackboy Run for any OGs that remember PlayStation's first foray into mobile gaming. And then he had this to say: the player versus player first person shooter genre is a competitive space that's continuously evolving. And unfortunately, we did not hit our targets with this title, being Concord. We will take the lessons learned from Concord and continue to advance our live service capabilities to deliver future growth in this area. And that's really the one that I think deserves some talking point, especially as we have all 3 of our PlayStation heads here. Because I mean, I think you can pull threads here in a couple different areas. Like, one, do you think they learned the lessons from Concord?
No.
Because I think the writing was on the wall for Concord kind of the entire time, and they just kind of death marched that bad boy out there, like kind of hoping something else would happen. And then, they said that they continue to push this live service thing, so they're not done with it yet. And I'm not suggesting that they should be. Concord was a huge colossal flop, but Helldivers was a big success. So, they're batting 500 at the moment. They can keep going. They can afford to take more strikes at it. But as you guys are PlayStation folks, is that what you want them to be doing?
No, I would rather they just stick to what they're good at. Unfortunately, that's a very expensive style of game. Now, hey, Yarden, no, never. Get that man out of here and don't bring him back into the picture ever. Fuck. No, we don't miss Jim Ryan.
Game fans.
I could use a cat story, a cat birthday story about now.
Oh my god. Don't even bring that back up. Like as you said, pulling on the thread. When Sean's first reaction to this was "I'm in," followed by the guy falling on screen and going "I'm out" immediately, and then like the entire
Sean Caprice she speaks of.
Yes.
Yeah, our audience knows who
I hope
Sean
so,
is.
but you're saying Sean as you talk about PlayStation Jim, I was like they might be thinking of Sean Layden.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, fair enough. But yes, when Sean Caprice's first reaction is "I'm in," seeing the Cauldron City or whatever, and then the guy falls on screen and Sean's immediately like, "I'm out." I was like, "Oh no." Yeah. And then the online audience's reaction was basically the same thing. Like, from what I've seen of people who played it, it had great, combat mechanics, but the characters were bland and, it was $40 in an area filled with free-to-play shooters that do the same thing. Like, why? Oh, it's a wild... it was... Yarden's like 20-second clip of it was great.
I think Sony just needs to reassess their values and what they do in terms of like, look, there's a lot of these games out here that are flopping. Like, you're not gonna hit. Chances are you're not gonna hit the lotto, and it feels like they're looking for that lotto, that jackpot. And
They did though. They did hit the lotto.
but it's quite hard to hit that lotto more than one time.
Yeah.
They got a little jackpot. They got like a $3 million lottery with Helldivers.
Helldivers was a big success.
It did good. Did really good. But it's hard to keep replicating that. What they need to do is they need to keep building on things like Helldivers and Destiny and other things like that, building on those established franchises now, as opposed to keep trying to chase this. Let's get another big hit. No, just make some more Helldivers.
Well, they just released the latest Destiny thing that didn't do well, and then they announced that they're making all that smaller and cutting a bunch of people, moving a bunch of people to different places. So
Oh yeah.
I don't think they're building on to Destiny. I think they're tapering off of Destiny.
Yeah.
But when you have like a live service approach, you're going to have to continue like dodge and weave and provide updates based off of the player content, and that can be challenging. I mean, Helldivers 2 to me is more of a cooperative shooter than a player versus player, and I think that's why it found its little corner
genre
in the market compared to something like a Concord. And frankly, like as someone who doesn't play multiplayer, and I do talk to people, and I'm like, oh, what multiplayer games are you playing? It's Fortnite, it's Call of Duty, it's the big titles that have been popular for many years now. So it is just kind of wild that they would sink so much money and time and effort into something that is very much chasing, like, it's almost like trying to start a major like sports league to rival one of the big ones. It's like, what are you doing here? We already have
XFL.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
Right. And then like, oh, I don't understand why nobody liked my idea. It's like, well, we already had something that everybody was pretty much playing. So yeah, you maybe double down on the ones you already have that are doing well, and kind of like invest your efforts into other areas that you're trying to expand on. It does seem like there is a lot of player versus player shooters out there, multiplayer shooters.
It's not even just the player versus player multiplayer thing. It's all of the character designs didn't really like bring people in a hero shooter. You want
it starts
your
with saying
heroes
that
to
it's a
look-
very competitive market, and Haley's just making a case that even in the competitive market, it just wasn't very compelling.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hate saying that because specifically in our family, we have several folks that really like Concord, and they've said it many times. They don't like it when we talk about its story, because they feel like it's ragging on the game. And while I get that, the internet told PlayStation everything they needed to know about Concord immediately. And whether it was fair or not fair, and the people didn't play it or didn't like, just the masses weren't interested. And that may be judging a book by its cover. And maybe had they played it, maybe it would have went different, but they didn't want to play it, and that's the problem. Right? That is something you have to get by. You have to people will have to want to play your game like before they even find out if it's good. If they don't want to play it from the get-go, you can make the greatest game ever. If nobody plays it and doesn't make any money, then it fails. I think you make a really good point, and something I bring up often, Snurts, is I think a lot of companies chase this unicorn because multiplayer, not that I would ever call any video game cheap to make. It's just a lot easier to put money into something that you think that you can recoup. And I think it's faster to make. It's not as scripted. You're not creating cutscenes and everything out of all these assets, that usually
unless you're Concord.
Right. But the problem is when they say these things and they chase this rainbow, they almost never bring up the fact that and then if you hit like Helldivers, then the expectation is that you keep that content pipe open, and that is every bit as expensive as making the single player project. When you hear these folks be like, hey, we got to do live service so we can have recurring revenue and then bring the costs down. And it's like, yeah, but you're not. Like, Fortnite isn't cheap to create or make or maintain. It's extremely expensive because they're constantly putting new shit in there.
But that's what keeps the people coming.
Of course. You get on this cycle.
It's amazing if you're playing this game and you just keep consistently get new updates. It's almost like you're watching television.
Yeah.
You're like, what are we doing this season? You know, Diablo tries to do this with their seasons as well. Obviously, they're not as popular as Fortnite. At least, maybe not obviously. I'm going to kind of something there.
It's not as like you're right. It's not as popular as Fortnite. Yeah. It's still raking in loads of money.
Right.
Whether it's from like the seasonal battle pass for Diablo or the skins that they release that are like $25 a pop. So
yeah, I mean, it's my buddy even hit me up today, and apparently there's a Kamala Harris level on Fortnite.
On Fortnite, yes,
and it's for building or a construction company or something like that. That kind of like mechanic versus a shooter, and I'm just kind of like, that just shows to me that was just like another reason why Fortnite, even though I've never played the game, is always front of mind when we have these kind of discussions, because it's a juggernaut in the industry, and everybody's trying to like get their own little slice. And it's the juggernaut, bitch. You're not getting anything. Like,
I'm the juggernaut.
They've already bought all the development talent, you know, that you need to rival them. Like they're already employing all those folks.
You know, and if you're a fan of some content, like some other IP, odds are it's been on Fortnite or will be in the near future. Which
and if
I'm
you've been on Fortnite
just
for
amazing,
years,
just amazing.
You're invested into the costumes and the packs and the things you've done. Now you're asking even more of that player to switch. You know, like why would I switch? I've already dumped $400 into this one. Why would I start over somewhere else?
I mean, that's how I always felt about when I was playing World of Warcraft. Like, why would I want to go to another MMO when I've already sunk so much time into this, and I'm going to have to start over from the ground up? You know, I guess a sunk cost, you know.
Yeah. Okay. But long story short, you guys, I don't know what PlayStation's playing. Like at one point they had like a dozen live service games in the works.
Yeah, they had 12 of them in development. They canceled 6 of them and like delayed the other half of them.
Sounds like they're really kind of turning away from that idea.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that was like a shareholder thing at the time. They're like, we'll get folks excited. We'll fancy them up with some buzz terms. We're going to do some live service stuff. And then had a couple failures. And we're like, no, we're not. Did we say that? We didn't say that.
I mean, my nephew plays Overwatch, so obviously as an executive, I think this is a fantastic idea.
We didn't release Concord. That didn't happen. You know. More PlayStation news. Marvel's Wolverine's creative director has departed the studio for a Perfect Dark reboot over at Xbox in the initiative. The Marvel game will now be headed by the creative director, the game director that were the leads for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. So,
that's cool.
Okay.
I want to say it's like the 4th creative director on Perfect Dark since we were introduced to that game. This is getting ridiculous at this point. They showed us a vertical slice of that at E3. It looked really good. I honestly wouldn't bet against that game being 3 or 4 years away. I have no idea when the fuck that game's coming out, man. That game is going to have like a 10-year dev cycle. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's a lot further along and they're holding back what they showed us. But what they showed us looked early and didn't look like complete. If I was judging it based off other games I've seen, it looked like a vertical slice. It looked like we built a demo of what we think Perfect Dark's going to be. You know, like, I don't know. I didn't see like this game's ready to go out soon.
Yeah, I didn't see that either. I will say though, because when on the creative director switching thing, Rob brought this up in the Discord, and I was like, this is actually more normal than people think it is. Like, it's not usually publicized like this, but creative directors switch all the time, whether for the project being.
I don't know about all the time. I wouldn't say they don't switch. Like typically, they don't switch mid-project, especially at like the higher production projects. But I will say it's not. It happens. I won't say it's not. Yeah. I do think it's uncommon, but it does happen. It happens occasionally.
It doesn't make me nervous that the game is going to be.
Yeah, sir. I would also say it's typically not like a great sign, though. Like I generally don't think games that come out with 4 or 5 different creative directors, they typically don't like set the industry ablaze. Like I'm not sure. Maybe there have been a couple that I'm not aware of, but when I think of these things,
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
that was studio
thing was
too.
I mean that thing.
It was like hot potato.
You even count that thing. That thing was probably developed 3 times and canceled and then built again. You know, I don't know how much that counts.
It's like
I know it's just the most prominent example I can think of when you're like when a game has 3 or 4. I'm like, well, let me throw the one that I know of.
also like did they mention like some kind of is Perfect Dark more intriguing to this individual than working on Wolverine? I mean, maybe they're like, I'm so tired of the MCU, I couldn't stand Deadpool Wolverine.
Or I mean, maybe what they were doing at Wolverine, maybe that wasn't jiving, and he was told to find another place somewhere else. Of the two, just based off of track record and lineage, I would be more confident in Wolverine being great than Perfect Dark.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
But I'm rooting for Perfect Dark. I was hoping after we saw the demo, I'm gonna just keep calling it, I don't know what it is, gameplay snippet, vertical slice, whatever. I was hoping that maybe like, does Perfect Dark make it in 2 years? Like, we're playing Perfect Dark in 2026. If they've just brought in another creative director, like I'm sitting here, I'm like, no. The answer is no, but I don't know.
Yeah, let them cook though. Let them cook.
But here's the thing: maybe that thing's halfway done or something. We don't know. I don't know. We don't know. You know, the game just went dark forever, so who knows?
Yeah.
But based on Starfield and based on Fable and based on Hellblade, like I'm not going to hold my breath and wait for it. So, speaking of PlayStation, your PlayStation Plus Essentials for November are in. You guys are getting Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 turbocharged, Ghostwire Tokyo, which I do adore, and then a day one launch, Death Note: The Killer Within. It's a launch game launching into the service. I think I'm not all that into Death Note, but I think that's what they said.
It is launching into the service.
Yeah,
I believe it is also going to be on Game Pass as well.
Even better.
Death Note like the anime?
Yes, Death Note like the anime, yes.
Holy shit,
okay.
It's a Death Note game?
There's a bunch of Death Note games.
There are. Yes.
I have never played a single one of them. I love Death Note.
Oh, really?
No.
I feel like I've been hearing about Death Note games forever. They're all like visual novel, social reasoning games and stuff.
Oh,
right?
Okay. I have no clue. This is my first time knowing.
Maybe I just keep thinking of the same game over and over again, but I'm going to go look it up now because I feel like I've seen a dozen Death Note games. I looked up, I got at least 8. Yeah. I don't know if I got at least 8. It was a big thing on like 3DS. We had like a bunch of these weird games.
Oh, that makes sense too. With the stylus, you could write.
Yeah, there was like, and there was other of those like AI Samium, and there's a bunch of weird stuff like that. All these Japanese titles and stuff like that. There are even Persona 3DS games and stuff like that. And I know they're not the same kind of game, but there were a lot of games like this. I can't name them because I never played them and don't care about them, but just trust that I'm aware that they were. So I wrote this down specifically for Dev, who's not here, but in the saga that was us tracking Call of Duty and Activision being bought by Xbox, Dev would often ask what he thought the Game Pass impact on Call of Duty would be, essentially saying that he didn't think it would really change a whole lot. And while we don't have concrete numbers, and I don't know if we ever will, we do have something that kind of gleams the light on maybe what that is. So, according to gamesindustry.biz Chris String, this is for the UK market only, physical only. So I just like to preface the UK market's heavily PlayStation to begin with.
Yes.
Physical sales for Call of Duty dropped 10% in the UK compared to Modern Warfare 3, a dip he's attributed to Game Pass, especially considering that this year's game is outpacing the sales for Modern Warfare 3. So the game is selling more titles and physical dip 10%. PlayStation accounted for 80% of Call of Duty sales. The Xbox consoles are contributed to 12%, and that is within the margin of past titles. So that 10% dip, that's why he's reasoning that it's people either switching to Game Pass, or what I think is probably more true, because I don't think anything in gaming is zero sum. I think there's a lot of people out there that have a lot of different machines. They're probably, instead of buying it on PlayStation, they probably have a PC they can play it, or they got a Series S or something. They have access to Game Pass somewhere, right? I don't think they traded in their PS5 for it. And then we got some actual additional insight from Microsoft CEO who's been talking. So Satya Nadella updated today. He said last week's launch of Black Ops 6 was the biggest Call of Duty release ever, setting a record for day one players as well as a Game Pass subscriber ads on launch day for a game. Unit sales on PlayStation and Steam were up 60% year over year. And he says, this speaks to our strategy of meeting gamers where they are by enabling to play more games across the screens they spend their time on. I'd like to continue that thread because last week he posted his little annual update that he does every year on LinkedIn where he talks about the health of the company. He had this to say about Xbox and Microsoft gaming. Xbox remains committed to bringing great games to more people on more devices and plans to extend its strategy to bring most notable franchises to other platforms like PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch. He also wanted to say that they now hold the rights to 20 video game franchises that have generated over $1 billion in lifetime revenue. Since you guys were just talking about it, Diablo was one of those, right?
Yeah.
He shouted out Call of Duty, Diablo, Gears, Halo, Minecraft, Candy Crush, some other stuff.
Where's my Marcus Phoenix collection, Satya?
He didn't say this. This is my little edit that I put in here. And despite having mass layoffs across Microsoft, Windows, and Xbox, Bethesda, and ABK this year, Satya Nadella reported Microsoft had a positive year overall company-wide, and he was awarded a 63% pay raise, up to a tune of now $79 million.
That's just gross. That's vile. Ugh.
So, yeah, there was some stuff going around. Somebody told me about it in chat when I posted this. It was like some Xbox site posted something.
Oh, that like the
Xbox ports were going to slow down and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just going to drink from the horse's mouth here. They're not. Which is what I said and I'm not saying this to say I told you so, but I've been hearing this since they were like, we're going to bring Sea of Thieves to PlayStation. I was like, yeah, it's not going to just be that though, because that doesn't make any fucking sense at all. They're going to bring all the things to PlayStation, and I would guess it's just a matter of timing and when. There are people that are like, they can bring everything. It's weird, like the math. It doesn't want to say boy math to like grab a TikTok trend. There is a lot of conversation as to like, okay, well, we were okay with Sea of Thieves and Hellblade, but damn it, it better not be Starfield. And then he's like, Indiana Jones is coming. It's like, okay, well, we'll let Indiana Jones happen, but it better not be Gears. And the thing that I've said since the get-go is if you're not going to expand your market share with these $100, $200, $300 million investments that you're making, then you might as well just put them everywhere. If it's not about advancing your console, then just sell the most copies you possibly can. Yeah. And to me, that means you put Halo on it, Gears on it, Fable on all of it, everything as many places as possible.
Which again, Tom Warren has stated that one of the current Halo projects is in development for PS5. So
yeah, and we talked about that before too. That project is supposedly a remake, and that makes sense. Like that's how you would do that. You do a remake, you learn how to use Unreal Engine, you put it on all the things, you launch it with multiplayer day one, and you sell 20 million copies of Halo because that's probably what it's going to sell if you put it on fucking Switch and PS5 too. And then you go, see what happens when we do that. Now let's do that with everything else, because that's what they're going to do. They're going to be like, look, we put Starfield on Game Pass and it sold whatever it sold. And they're like, but we made Halo and put it on PlayStation 5 and it clearly is going to trounce whatever Starfield sold. And like, now we do that.
As long as they don't screw up the gameplay and they, it's an easy money. And I've said this before where they can do it as a package and give you like a couple of the games at a time, or they can just slow roll it out one after another. And
I think if they keep
find myself
timed thing,
buying it.
If they keep doing the timed thing without some sort of expectation on when people can expect that, if it's all this kind of like smoke and mirrors, like maybe it comes out next year, maybe it doesn't, maybe it's 2, I think that'll actually get people. I think if you do that one too many times, people start to get angry about it. Which is why I suspect that I think Xbox will just eventually pull the plug and go day and date. I mean, I've been, maybe I'll end up being wrong. I don't know. I think every time I've said this, I generally think people disagree with me, but I feel like every month in story that goes by where we talk about this, I feel more and more right than ever.
Yeah.
I've said this from the get-go, like all paths lead to the same end. I don't know if that means we're going to get there in March or in 2026 or 2027, but like once you head down the path, you're just going that way. It all leads to day and date everything everywhere. I think that's where we're headed. And who knows how many examples it takes to get there, but I'm not going to be surprised at all whenever eventually there's going to be a day where Halo gets announced for PlayStation or Gears or something, and people are going to act like it's the most surprising, shocking news they've ever
Yeah.
had.
So
And I'm going to be here just like I am now, being like, I've been telling you this from the get-go.
Yeah. Like, because I want to point out the thing that, like, the Xbox site you're talking about, it's like some like not really reliable source that was like, well, based on reception to the last 4 games from the Xbox community, they're gonna slow down. And I'm just
Oh
like,
no, actually, now that you said that, you've jogged my memory. That wasn't it at all. What it was he said that they, she, I have no idea. I don't remember the source.
Mhm.
The article stated that because Indiana Jones, the way it was announced for PlayStation, that it had bad marketing for Xbox in some way, that they would slow that down to not hurt the brand. And it's like, well, you've already like kind of you've already thrown the brand out with the bathwater. Like you've already started shipping games everywhere else. So, and I think this is the part that hurts Xbox, myself included, to be honest with you. If anybody's out there listening, I'm like, I count myself among you. I think the thing that hurts Xbox fans the most is when you hear that, you know, they're not going to make any decisions based off what the Xbox faithful think.
No,
That's the smallest voice in the room. You know, the Switch people have more say in the matter than the Xbox people. Like, it's the smallest voice. Like, literally pissing them off, that's pissing off the fewest amount of people possible. Guess what? That's what corporations are going to do to make the most money.
They want your money. They're not our friends. They're not
going to. Well, they're not going to piss off the most amount of gamers. That would be pissing off the PlayStation, but they're not going to do that. They're going to piss off the fewest amount of them. And guess what that is? All of the suckers like us that bought Series X's. That's us.
Do you want to stay in the shameful bronze position of the console war, or do you want to like spread your wings and try something else and keep these studios afloat that you bought?
Again, Satya told us. He told it to us. He said it day one. He said it on trial. He said it under oath. He has no interest in doing this. He's like, I have no interest in doing this. He said, we have to compete on this front because that's what Nintendo and Sony, have made the console business. He said it to the judge. I don't want to do that. And I believe him. He doesn't want to. That's why they bought Activision. They don't want it. They want to be Call of Duty. They want to be ubiquitous. They want to be everywhere. I think that's the idea. We'll see. Maybe I'll be super wrong when they announce their next console and it's some giant closed ecosystem box. But every signal that I see coming out of, or was it Redmond or where their campus is these days?
Yes, it is Redmond, yes.
I don't think that's what we're lining up for. I think we're going to see a more open platform than we've ever seen from them. I think that's what they're ready to do.
I mean, he's out here saying, I want Steam on the next Xbox
console. Nobody's believing the words they're saying. They've been saying it.
Yeah.
It's just taking a long time to steer the boat. And I will miss what Xbox used to be. But that doesn't mean that I won't like what Xbox becomes.
Yeah.
Right? Just because it's changing doesn't mean I'm not ruling it out. Now, I will tell you this is what I've been saying. If I can add my own personal opining on it. If that's where they're going, they have a really hard sell to get me to be interested in buying things. You know, because they're like, we're going to sell you a handheld that plays all your Xbox games. Guess what? Already got one. We're going to sell you a console, a PC you can play on your TV. Yeah, I got that too. You know, so like I am in a weird position if that is their pitch. Like that's the rumor, is that's what they're getting ready to do. And I think that's a cool niche for them to try and enter. I think they can provide a lot for people. Problem is, I already have those things. So, you know, it's not that I don't want to buy it. It's just you got to give me a really good reason to do it because I can flip a button right here and play my PC on my television, and I got my ROG Ally right there. So, you know, I don't know what that means for me in the future of Xbox. But again, that's just me. Most people don't have those things, so I imagine most people would be very happy to have those things.
Like I'm a big Xbox fan. I like a lot of their franchises, right? But like, I barely used my Series X because everything was available everywhere, and I was just streaming the games off my laptop, right? Like I didn't need the Series X, and now they're putting them over on the PlayStation where I play 90% of my games. I'm there. I'm gonna buy them. Like I'll tell you right now, you put a Avowed out day one. Obviously not gonna happen, but you put Avowed out day one on PlayStation. I'll buy it. I'll buy 3 copies.
I think a lot of people. I mean, most people. You said 80% of the people play Call of Duty on PlayStation. So,
yeah.
Imagine if 80% of PlayStation folks could start buying Gears and Fable and Avowed and South of
I'll
Midnight.
buy them
and all
all.
the
Give
other.
them to me.
Yeah, they've
I'll
got
buy
a
'em right
shit
now.
ton of. Well, it's just they've got shit ton of projects in the works. You know,
Yeah.
Why limit them to a user base?
Might as well
Yep.
get as much as you can out of them.
Yeah, and
Also,
it's
I was
not just
thinking
like
if you get a Switch with Halo multiplayer and it's cross-platform with
yeah.
PC and
There's an
PlayStation,
opportunity
I mean,
here in the next
might
year or
have
two where they're the premier gaming. They're driving the gaming conversation because they've put Halo on Switch and PlayStation. Everybody's fucking playing Halo. You know, you talk about like what Concord can't do and what that, but hey, but Master Chief can. If you fucking show up correctly and you get enough people, you can go toe to toe with Warzone and Fortnite. You can make a sizable dent in that market.
Well, and that was
Just
what was so
don't
excited
pull 'em.
about like the Star Wars Battleground games. I thought they were going to be available across platform, and like you can just play this old school. It's such an old game. I was like, you have to be able to do cross platform with this. You're supposed to have these massive 32 versus 32 battles. You're not going to get that player base if it's not cross platform. And but yeah, like so I do have these like visions of like me getting back in the multiplayer because it's the games that I used to play when I was into that like side of the gaming. And Halo like 1, 2, 3 would definitely be up there.
Yeah.
I mean, like again, and just to be clear, if Sony wanted to do the same thing, I'd be supporting them right the same way. Like, as I've stated numerous times, I don't care about exclusives. I just want to play games. Like, that's not how
the weird
businesses
thing
work.
is, it's not that if Xbox wanted to drive market share, they have the brands to do it.
Yeah.
Right? They could just be like, we're going exclusive Call of Duty game. You know, like they can't do that. What's weird, what the position that they've put themselves into is that they were like, well, Indiana Jones is on everything, and is Call of Duty, and is Sea of Thieves, and is Minecraft, but like Halo's not for some reason nobody can understand, and so is Gears and Fable, but Fable won't sell. If Fable's locked to just consoles and PC, it's only going to sell like 5 million copies. It doesn't make any sense now. Like that's where the position they've moved themselves into a place. It doesn't make any sense to do that anymore. So I don't think they're going to.
I would totally buy a Fable game on PlayStation. Like,
of course,
because we also have gamers like me who had an original Xbox, had an Xbox 360, made the jump to PS4, and now are on PS5. And so you already have like I think people. I don't know. I don't think we're that many. But there's a handful of us that are like, I know these franchises. I kind of miss them. Be nice to play them again on something I already own.
Oh, I'm telling you, with this Halo thing, this Halo shift in project and everything is true, as has all been led to be, that's going to be a huge day. I mean, that's going to be that moment. It's going to be a monumental moment for the gaming industry the day that happens. It's going to be massive.
Absolutely.
I'm actually really excited. And I've never been a Halo person. And I probably won't partake. I won't play it because I'm not into it. But I want to I want to podcast about it. I want to watch it because I think it's going to be a big deal. Now, I just said a bunch of stuff about how Xbox is a challenge to sell me hardware, if that's what they're thinking. Guess what? I want to just reiterate. I've got Game Pass for years. I don't think they really care. I'm going to buy the games on my PC. I've got the handheld again. Like, I don't think they really care. They're like, oh man, Donnie already bought the handheld. Like, they don't give a shit. I'm gonna buy Fable anyway.
Also, let's not forget
Dalton,
Doom is also
anything. Yeah, I feel like you've been trying to get in, and maybe we've been cutting you off.
I think y'all.
I'm gonna cut Haley off for you.
I think y'all made some great points for that. I think Xbox being everywhere is going to be the best thing for Xbox in the long run.
That's going to be the best thing for us, for everyone else too.
Yeah. Because earlier this year when we was talking about the sales and they was talking about how things are really bad here. They were saying things are really bad here. We were like, you know what? Maybe y'all should like put everything everywhere. It kind of puts things in perspective. Like, hey,
let me tell you, if you were to put Hellblade 2 everywhere, we might have got a physical disc, a controller, and a fucking collector's edition.
Yeah.
Maybe that would have happened.
Yeah.
Instead, they're out here selling toasters.
Yeah. It's time to just start.
Cassette players. Don't get me started. All right. Moving on. So we do the Rude Days game, and we've had a lot of releases that just got released. So let's just do a recap of some Metacritic scores here for a moment. Dragon Age Veilguard, many are claiming a return to form for BioWare, which I love to see. Never been a particularly favorite studio of mine, but I know how dear a lot of gamers hold them.
My
It's
favorite
nice to
studio.
see them hit. Veilguard is currently holding a Metacritic as 84. Call of Duty's Black Ops 6 came in with an 84. Sonic and Shadows Generations is holding at an 80
That's great.
for now. If for now is breaking the Sonic curse of being in the 70s, it is broken into the next tier.
Stay on target. Stay on
It's
target.
trying. Yeah.
Hold.
Life is Strange definitive or double exposure. I was gonna say definitive edition. Double exposure. 73. Which is probably about right. That's what I would probably expect.
Unfortunately, I don't think that's anything to do with the game's performance and everything to do with what I've seen from the story.
I mean, it's a story game, right? Like that's what it's supposed to be. You would evaluate the game on the story.
Yeah.
And then Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, 85.
Nice.
So, yeah, nice little $10 boost for those of you that either got the game for free or bought it. Headlines: Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind launches for consoles and PC on December 10th for $35. Why does that feel like a lot of money, right? It's like that's so much.
People complain about Retro Realms, and this game is like $35.
Well, to be fair, Retro Realms is $50. Like it costs more.
But it's 2 games.
But is it?
What is it?
Is one game with 2 characters.
2-ish games.
Yeah,
I already kind of regret my purchase of the $50 Capcom Fighter.
It's like one game with 2 skins.
yeah, right.
Great skins though.
Was it Shredder's Revenge $25? Am I just
that's the thing? Shredder's Revenge, Streets of Rage 4. It feels like the price on these things have been creeping up. It was like these used to be $15, $20 games. It's 20 to 30 now, it's 35. So I really wanted to play this. I won't be buying it for 35. I just won't. I've got 1,000 things to play. I'll wait on a sale.
I haven't watched it yet, Yarden. I can't answer your question. I haven't watched it yet.
I'll wait on a sale.
I watched
a year from now. It'll be $20 to $15.
I'll be on Steam for $13 in spring.
I love Power Rangers, so I don't know.
Speaking of getting stuff on Steam for $13, I didn't talk about this at all. Clock Tower Rewind launched.
Oh yeah, I saw you playing that. Yeah,
I played it. It's on launch sale right now, or at least it was until it launched. Maybe it's not anymore. $14 if you bought it pre-sale. So I picked it up on Steam while I wait for my collector's edition on Switch to come in. And interesting. And I know a lot of people don't care about this game, so I'm not going to talk about it long. But I've found some interesting stuff about it. So I played it, booted it up, and I am generally like my bias here, having loved this franchise. I'm just kind of happy that it's here. So I'm just kind of won over in the fact that it's even there. But I threw it on the Ally, started playing. I played it for 3 hours. Controls take a minute to get used to. Once you get used to it, I'm like, this is cool. I do like that as you play the game and you get to certain points, you unlock the comic books that what they've done is they've taken the manga series and then they've animated them into like cartoons. So they have voice acting and everything and motion pictures. It's not just the comic you can flip through. It's not a book. It's like a whole scene of video. You unlock them as you go and then you can watch them. So you can go into the extras and you can watch them, and they have FOMO interviews. They've got you can watch the commercials. You can play the demo samplers. Like all of that stuff is in the extras, which I think is really neat. I posted in the Reddit about it. Apparently, people on PC, like half the people can't even start the game. It crashes. Oh. I have no idea why that's happening. I have not encountered anything of the sort. But somebody was like, I can't believe about this game and it doesn't even boot. And I was like, wait a minute, it doesn't boot. I played this game for 4 hours. What do you mean it doesn't boot? And they're like, well, some of us, it just doesn't boot. I don't know. It's got to be like an AMD, NVIDIA. There's got to be something's not supported anyway. But apparently there's some folks out there that are having some issues with it. And then some folks really don't like the controls. It's an old-ass game. It was a point-and-click game. I know the control thing is twofold. One, they've mapped point-and-click controls to a controller. And then 2, and this is actually what I do think this has some merit. People are upset that they can't play with like modern mouse control, like on a PC. Like I want to play with a mouse and point and click my way through. You can't do that. You can play with a mouse, but you have to like use a keyboard to do commands and stuff, and they don't like that. And I kind of agree with them. Like, yeah, it does kind of suck. You'd think they would have done that. But I don't have the problem with the controller. The controller is pretty simple. I think Delvin may be the only person that's played it. Have you guys ever played? I have
not played the new one yet. I played the original Clock Tower. Well,
so LBRB runs right and left.
Yeah.
Like in runs, doesn't walk, like runs. You click it in a run. And then the A button is an action button. The Y button is a stop button. The B button does your items. And like that's it. It's pretty simple. It's not too hard. So I like it. You got little borders, you got little filters and stuff. Like all the retro stuff that we've come to expect, I think, for these sorts of things.
Yeah.
Somebody releases an old ass game, it's a slow.
Oh yeah, for the love of God, make it playable and allow me to complete the game without going nuts.
You can save whenever you want, and there is a rewind feature. You can hold the left trigger and roll it back if you die and you didn't want to die or something like that.
Yep.
I don't think the rewind really dying is a part of the Clock Tower thing. For anybody who's never played it, Clock Tower is a game. It's a lot of like if then otherwise sort of decisions throughout the game. So like you inspect something, and then if you only inspect it once, maybe this action happens. But let's say you inspect it and then you inspect the other thing, you come back to it, and then maybe a different action happens. Or if you come back to it later, then there's a lot of stuff like that. It's kind of like a butterfly effect throughout the games. Like if you talk to this person, maybe Scissorman will pop out, but if you talk to him twice, he won't. But if you talk to him 3 times, you get the good ending. But if you talk to him 4 times, you get the bad ending. It's kind of like that. Yeah, there's like
you got to take a lot of
there's
notes.
a shit ton of endings. There's a bunch.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a whole thing.
A lot of those games require you to take notes, Snips.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't recommend it for most.
Yeah.
But I did
gas
enjoy
in the car,
it.
so you died. That type of stuff.
I am enjoying it. I'm glad it's there.
You didn't find certain things in the house, and that caused you to not beat the game because you didn't have the game.
It's like It's like the older Resident Evil games, where like if you took something while playing,
actually, I think even more so. Like they took what Clock Tower did and like modernized it for when Resident Evil came out.
Yeah,
I know, but like for anyone who doesn't know, like if you took something as in the original RE2, for example, if you were playing as Claire and you took something on your run playing as Leon, that item wouldn't be there. So.
Yeah,
I get that reference.
Yeah, but if you go into guides, there's a bunch of different guides and a bunch of different endings for the original Clock Tower. So it's kind of a mess. CD Projekt Red is bringing Cyberpunk 2077 to Max. Anybody care?
Good for Max. I got it on PS5.
People playing on Mac.
We're happy for you, D-Life. Speaking of Apple, they're making an Oregon Trail movie adaptation. You guys want to go watch Oregon Trail?
Absolutely.
They get one dysentery joke, and that is it.
Oh, you're gonna get like 30.
You're gonna get 30 of them.
They called it in the article. They called it an action comedy movie.
So they're gonna
Oregon Trail, the action comedy.
That means Kevin Hart and Jack Black.
And I want Jack Black to always be hunting. He wants to hunt all the time because it's the
game. Hold on. Who looks at Oregon Trail and goes action comedy? What?
I like the
Oregon Trail. Period. I know I'm old, but I ain't that goddamn old.
I would watch it.
I'm not watching that shit.
I would watch it because and to steal this from
I kept saying Owen Hart, and I was like, he's dead. I meant Owen Wilson.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was laughing.
They're going to be at a river with the ox, and they think they can make it through the river, and they can't. And then the ox is going to go. It's going to go bad. It's going to be good.
It's going to be Owen Hart. Wow, I can't believe we got dysentery. What's going on?
Sorry. Did you just say Owen Hart? It's Owen Wilson. You're thinking
Wilson. That's what I meant to say. I meant to keep saying Wilson, but for whatever reason in my head right now, Owen Wilson is Owen Hart. Why don't we have that movie, by the way? What? You know what I'm talking about? Let's just get Owen Wilson to do an Owen Hart biop.
That is actually a pretty good idea.
Right?
That's actually a really good idea.
Let's want Timothy Oliphant for the Oregon Trail stuff. He has to be
my God. I'm telling you, it's gonna be Jack Black.
I'm going Tom Hardy.
Kevin Hart. That's who it's gonna be.
How about The Rock is like a random trade post salesman, right? He's like running the local trade post, and you get Dwayne Johnson.
Oh my God! All right, getting off this ride. Apex Legends 2 is not in the cards right now. EA CEO says. And he went on to say, he had a pretty nice little quote. He was like, so often when you do the second thing, it's never as good as the first thing. And I was like, profound.
Yeah.
He's actually that's pretty spot on, especially in the live service arena.
He's like, trust me, I've seen the second one.
He's like,
it's not good. It's not good.
We're not doing it. You see Overwatch? Yeah, we're not doing that.
We saw Overwatch 2. No, thank you.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Actually, sorry if you haven't seen that. By the way, welcome back, Overwatch 1, because apparently it's back to 6v6 now.
Cool.
Oh,
You know what Wired would be? Apex 3. He's like, fuck it.
There you go.
Skip it.
There you
Now
go.
we're back, guys.
I mean, I
EA
feel
College.
that way. Yeah. Anyway, let's keep going.
EA College Football 25 is the best-selling American football game ever by U.S. dollar sales figures.
Nice. Very
Okay,
nice.
so congratulations on EA College Football 26.
It toppled Madden 7. Madden 07 was the previous number.
did we originally say that might be a possibility?
So Devin, I don't remember if it was a over under. I think it was, but Dev took the over and I took the under. But here's the thing: if I recall, the over under was
Outsell Madden.
does it outsell Madden? So before I say that, let me say this: EA reported revenue earnings above forecast because of strong sales by both EA College Football and Madden. They're both selling better than expected. So
Well, okay, but also let's not forget they did also sell a bundle where if you buy one, you got
sure,
Yeah.
but it doesn't change the fact it's
They're
not
both
a
selling
zero
crazy.
sum. We were wondering if one would sell
Yeah.
and the other wouldn't. They're both selling, which means people are buying both. So I don't know like what the total sales will be by the end of the year. I honestly don't know if college football will outsell Madden or not. I think it's probably likely at this point, but I don't think it's a given.
And this was a game that it's been a while since we had a college football
10
game
years.
from EA, right?
Yeah, 10 years.
10 years.
So you have like a swelling demand and you finally get a new game out. And unlike the NFL, like if someone went to a college, they're going to want to play this game, make their own team, go through the career stuff. I've had people come up to me at work and they're like, yeah, I don't usually play video games, but I really love the college football game right now. And I was just kind of like, all right, yeah, that makes sense to me.
I'm trying to see if I can find something on the total year. Okay, so September's top 25, Madden is ahead of college football. So that's the thing.
Okay.
College football got the start. It's been out longer. It's got the start and it sold more at the start. But I actually think in the later months here, Madden might be catching up or at least closing the gap.
Because football season.
Yeah. Which is what I was
Is that a
saying.
trend? Is that a trend where like you get deeper into the football season and Madden sales go up?
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, a big
Interesting.
part of I would love for Rudies to know exactly that episode. When I said that I had a hard time envisioning college football would outsell Madden, a big part of it was we were never suggesting like US only. A big part of that in my head was the global reach
Correct.
of the NFL versus the smaller reach of college football. You're not going to sell a whole lot of college football copies, I think, in Australia and the UK and shit, but you will still sell Madden. Madden sells
Absolutely.
globally.
Madden
sure.
sells worldwide.
Yeah, so I kind of that was where my head was. I think Madden will just stick around a little longer. Eventually, you're going to satiate everybody's going to buy college football, but Madden will probably keep going. But we'll see. It was a really whoever wins. I don't think it matters. It was actually a really good, line to draw. Whoever wins is probably really, really. It's been fascinating to keep track of it. Ghostface from Scream joins Mortal Kombat 1's DLC roster next month on the 19th. You guys gonna play
great.
Mortal Kombat? Did
I
you guys
haven't
ever get those?
I have Mortal Kombat 1.
So I really loved Mortal Kombat 11. But I have not picked up Mortal Kombat 1 yet. I've been playing a bunch of other stuff. It's really weird that they're using Ghostface again because I'm pretty sure he was in a past.
He was in 10.
Mortal
No,
Kombat.
he was in 9. He was in 9.
Yeah, and they don't usually use the same guest returning characters. So
I want to say they might have this year again with someone else. Was it the Terminator?
It was
Yeah.
it was Mortal Kombat. This is the second game in a row where they've used a returning cameo character, and it's really weird. Actually, they've always been unique in that, hey, we're gonna bring in this specific guy, but never again. But they've done it twice now. They did it with Terminator and Mortal Kombat 11, and I guess here with Ghostface for 1. I just haven't played it yet.
Who they should
Kombat-
put in? Dwayne Wade statue should be the next one.
a good one.
Yeah, it just stuns you every
I
time
mean-
you look at it. It's a stun lock. Just every
I
time
may
you
be-
look in that direction, you have to fight them backwards because
I may be
anytime
a little-
you look at them, you're stunned.
I may be a little biased, but my favorite character and the character that I'm really good at playing is not in Mortal Kombat 1, so that might also influence my decision. So
Cassie Cage.
Nobody ask her who it is.
Sonya Blade.
I'm just gonna
Don't
I'm-
ask. No, she said she's begging you to ask. Don't ask. Nobody ask. We'll just let's set that there. Her favorite
I'm
character
just
is
gonna
in,
say it.
and nobody will ever know.
Jax.
Chun-Li.
Nobody will ever know. As I said, nobody will ever know who her favorite character is, and we will just take it to the grave. Tune in next week.
Cammy.
PSXP.
Definitely Cammy.
I was really excited for all of these fighting games. Tekken and Street Fighter. I have yet to play them or buy them, and because I don't play these games like competitively or anything. I'm not very good
Yeah,
at them.
neither do
I play them just for the story.
Yes.
I'm waiting for them to go on sale, and like they haven't really they've gone on sale, but not like really on sale. They're like $40, like $35. I'm like, yeah, I need this shit at like $15. Like, where is my $15 Street
Mortal
Fighter
Kombat
game?
1 is still like really fucking popular. Like it's
Oh, yeah.
incredibly popular.
Damn.
So it might not go on sale for like that for
It's gonna be a while. I'll be getting that shit on PlayStation
I
6.
feel like I could just play
Like, this looks great.
10 or 11 again, and I don't
Sure.
know. I feel I was so weird where I think I got 10 on sale and then 11 was free for the PlayStation subscription.
Yes.
You
I'm
know,
gonna pick up a Switch copy
11
on Black Friday for
11
like $8.
Ultimate was free at some point in time.
yeah. So I'm kind of just
sorry.
waiting for it to be
I-
free again.
I gotta correct you. 11 Ultimate was not free. It was just
wasn't 11,
base
it was the
11.
regular
It was
one?
just yes, it was
Okay.
just
Okay.
based 11.
Haley, who's your favorite character? Okay, I'm not gonna do it now. Who's your favorite character?
It's Cassie
Lara
Cage.
Croft.
Yeah,
I
there we go.
knew that's what it was.
It was funny
Oh
though.
yeah, I've heard that before. That sounds familiar.
I know because
Okay.
I played Mortal Kombat 1. I knew she's not in the game.
Yeah.
I also feel
Yeah.
like
Don,
Shouldn't
None of the
you
newer
wait-
characters are.
story on YouTube to brought up what I brought up earlier. It's only an hour and a half. You can just watch
True.
the story on YouTube.
shouldn't we wait though on buying these games until all the DLC? Like, don't we get the edition that has all the things in it?
Right.
Yep.
It could
I
be
mean,
half
they-
price of
they
like
do
Like, what is it? The
Yeah.
gold edition? Like, I remember. Here's
Ultimate.
here's why I have this like condition in my head. I don't remember what system I got it on, but I remember I picked up what's the one with Batman and stuff in it and Joker.
Injustice.
I picked up Injustice, like the gold, and it had everything, and I just got to play that. I was like, this is great. And I got the whole thing for like $20. I'm waiting for that moment on all of these games. I need that
Yeah.
moment for Tekken 8 and for Street Fighter and for Mortal Kombat 1. And then I'm in. Then I'm gonna play.
Well, and good for NetherRealms for figuring out a blend for the noobs who just kind of want to like hit the button and punch people and then see a cutscene, and then for like the more competitive player
Sure.
online
Yeah.
stuff. Because there's so many like fighting games that like the learning curve is just so steep, and you don't even really have a fun experience as a casual player. But then when you're able to kind of figure it out where you can cater to both crowds, that's when I'm going to end up playing those games.
And I miss. Did you ever play anything on 3DS?
I have my 3DS, but I play usually
Street
Mario
Fighter?
3, Super
Street Fighter, did they put on
Street Fighter
3DS?
good on the 3DS.
I don't know if it's like
really?
4 or whatever, but they put like all of the advanced moves like on the touch screen. You could like
Oh,
map,
really?
so you could punch and kick and fight and combo, and then just hit the special. It's
Oh, no. And that's what I
yo,
like
this
about
is awesome.
that's what I like about some of the Arc System games like Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear, like some of the later ones, and even I think Fighter Z's. Like you could just hit like a couple buttons and it'll do a special for you.
Yeah, and you just feel
Yeah,
real
you could,
powerful. You're like, I'm
and it-
awesome.
Yeah, and my friend Brenton, the guy who stole that God of War gig from me, and
Friend.
but he
Quote,
would love.
unquote.
We were living together. He would love to play fighter games, and he would always kick my ass. And I always kind of appreciated having
It's just like I
some
broke that bitch.
semblance of a chance to like just throw in a cheap special.
Yeah,
you
Yeah, I
know.
like that's good stuff. Anyway, Dalvin, that's the news. So you can take the
All right,
rude,
let's get
and
to the
then
rude
we can
day
do the questions. I'm gonna take my sleeping meds.
Yeah. All right, as you guys know, you got Haley, and Snurch. You're playing for Dev. So
Sorry, Dev.
I don't think he asked us questions. Honestly, I don't think we're playing tonight. I don't think he asked us any questions.
oh, he didn't.
No, he just gave an update. He said
Oh,
he
no.
said he's yeah.
We got no questions tonight.
Well, lucky
You
for
should get a
welcome,
point for
Dev.
being here.
that is a good point.
Right? Yeah.
So, just the scoring update this week. We have a few. First off, Delvin and Donnie got the underwrite on Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster as it gets an 85.
There you
All
go.
of you got the underwrite on Life is Strange Double Exposure. It comes in at a 73.
That's unfortunate, but yeah,
Yeah,
thought that was going to be the case.
yeah. Donnie and Delvin also got the overwrite for Call of Duty as it comes in at 84. I'm going to wait one more week on Dragon Age Veilguard because reviews for this game, platform-wise, are the most apart I've seen. 79 on PC, 84 on PS5, and 93 on Xbox.
Oh, shit.
What the
Damn.
fuck?
Xbox fans will fucking love Dragon Age.
Like, we need a win. So as of right now, the score is Donnie 46, Delvin 44, and Devin 41. Devin. How you got?
You get fired on your day off.
Yeah.
That ninja Dev.
Oh man. Slugs, you know the story about that clip, right?
Nope.
Yes. Oh,
Maybe.
sorry.
I don't know.
Snurts, you know the story about that, right? Haley.
Haley, like-
Yes.
Yes. We don't want to hear that.
I thought you were
Haley's
just
never heard
asking.
and she didn't want to answer.
Sorry.
Even when it's
I
asked
didn't
a
know.
completely
You gotta
different
show me
people.
the script, Haley. I'm.
I love that Haley's like, yes, he knows the story. Snurts still
I
answer.
mean, you told the story before.
That doesn't
Yeah,
mean
but-
I remember it. You know.
I don't know if we told the story when Snurch was here.
Yeah.
Because
Also,
Snurch is-
like when I listen to this show on Wednesdays, I'm usually cooking, cleaning, or playing video games.
Or smoking
So
weed.
there's during all three of those tasks, of course, it's very simple. The bong's right
So-
there.
We
Yeah.
can tell him the story, but he won't remember it.
I'm with
Yeah.
you.
Wait.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
smoke while doing all of that? The
Yeah.
fucking
I'm.
Yeah.
You never met like a
You're
high
smart.
functioning stoner? Because I have a whole
that's
family
me.
of yeah.
I
That's
got
the
a
thing.
degree.
Yeah.
Like I have a job. Like what
Yeah.
the fuck?
the joke is just that I've never smoked weed. So like I
What?
know
My
you can
parents
do
are
that.
That's
accomplished
wild.
people.
Get
They've
it
been
together,
smoking
Canadian
since I was
ragweed.
born.
Come on.
Yeah.
Snurts, I have put together
Also,
a whole
post-it
new-
notes and reminders are your friend. You have a phone. You have post-it notes.
That's
you just
true.
memento that shit, and you're good to go.
Snurts
Yeah.
should be happy or proud. I bought $200 worth of cinder blocks this past week, and me and Jack
Okay.
have been building a new burn pit over here in the yard,
Oh,
which
sweet.
I've set up with chairs and everything,
That's dope.
Yeah.
so I
yeah.
can partake in activities that are outside, so my room doesn't smell so bad. According to my wife, she's like, I can
Yeah.
smell all through the house, so I'll
Oh.
take that shit outside now.
Yeah, I
Trust
don't know.
me,
I've never smoked weed, so
When we had like the height of Stern's Thanksgiving back in the day, like my parents and I, like a lot of us smoke weed, but the people who didn't were like, we need to go on a walk. And it was so the opposite of other people who were like, where the stoners were like 2 or 3 cousins and an uncle, and they would go on a walk and come back fucking high
Yeah.
as shit, ready to go for
Yeah.
dinner. But at
Is
our
dinner
house,
ready yet? It's
at our
11 in the
house,
morning.
it's like literally like, is that the turkey or the living room? I smelled like stuffing and fucking.
One of them rolls at yo.
Yeah. Stuffing and
Yeah.
Kush.
Yeah, exactly. Stuffing and Kush. I was trying to think of something funny, Delvin. Thank you. That's perfect. Yeah, especially after Grandpa died, we were fucking just smoking trees like this.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
the more you know.
All right. Let's get to some of these questions. The fuck is this? John 30, let's tell you how much I care about this game. John 32 asks, Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the Seven, out tomorrow. I didn't know what the fuck that is. Sounds like a PSVG rock opera where the collects the seven to murder by stabbing him in the back. So the question is, what games do you think has the craziest titles?
I'm pretty sure Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the Seven is a porn movie.
Probably. I'm almost certain of this. Might have been the one I've watched.
I mean, literally any game with a crazy title could be a title of a porn.
I'm going to
Like,
introduce The Game Boy Color's 2000 title Extreme Sports with the Berenstein Bears.
Let's go, baby.
How about Booger Man, a pick and flick adventure?
That's a
Okay.
good one.
That's good.
I think Mr. Mosquito is a crazy ass fucking name for a game.
How about the Commodore 64's Ninja Hamster?
Oh, I wish I had Ninja Hamster. I had a Commodore 64 back in the day. God
Yeah.
damn it.
Oh
Dad.
shit!
I was
Arcade
missing
game
out.
Ninja Baseball Batman.
Ninja Baseball Batman.
In this
So that's
scrolling beat 'em
basically-
up, it's up to you to annihilate enemies by using ninja skills and baseball bats. In Ninja Baseball Batman, that's a game.
Wait.
It's not
Wait.
Batman. It's 2 words. Separate bat. It's
Oh,
Ninja
okay.
Baseball Batman.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not Ninja
Yeah.
Baseball
Yeah.
Batman. It's
Yeah.
Ninja Baseball Batman.
Why does that sound like a made-for-TV movie
That's
that
great.
would just show up with like some fucking? Here's the guy from 90210, and he's a Ninja Batman.
Oh shit, Delvin.
Let's go.
2006's PS2 NRA Gun Club.
Hey.
With
Is that
Charlton
the
Heston.
Matthew McConaughey like?
That's a good name.
A lot of games have crazy names. I can't think of one off the top of my head right now. That's why I pulled
Sega
it.
Genesis
You know.
Golf Magazine presents 36 great golf holes starring Fred Couples.
That sounds like a Simpsons golf game. Like a Simpsons-
Oh no,
After
Simpsons would
this.
be Larry the Looter. They had Larry
Yeah.
the Looter as one.
Lee Trevino's fighting golf.
They had Kevin Costner's Waterworld, and Millhouse put in like $3, and he just went forward one step.
Oh, well. Every time I hear this, like anytime, it's not hear this because we've never been asked this question.
No, great.
But
one.
that's cool.
anytime somebody asks us about how stupid video games things are, I always go to the same story. There's some I can never remember his name. I think his name's Liam. Some Nintendo dude. He's like a Patreon or something. He's like kind of famous. He's like an old writer and stuff. He went really, really hard when Call of Duty rebooted Modern Warfare back in 18 or 19 or whatever. He was like, this is the stupidest fucking name for a video game ever. And his scenario was like a grandma walks into a store and says, I want to buy Modern Warfare. And they were like, which one? Modern Warfare for 360 or Modern Warfare, the new giant video game with $300 million marketing behind it? So what I did is I went back to all of his old tweets, and he loves like the old JRPGs, and I pulled like all these fucking Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy names and shit that he had. And I was like, aren't you the guy that says you love Dragon Quest or Final Fantasy 5, which is actually 3, and it's like the start? I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's way harder to follow than this. And he immediately blocked me, and I was like, I feel accomplished. Mission fucking accomplished. I
Hey,
did it.
you know what? You know what? I felt accomplished when Ricky Gervais blocked me when I told him to get a new fucking joke.
There you go.
Yeah,
I was
there you
like,
go.
did it. Nailed it.
Yeah.
I almost forgot. We almost forgot a game name.
Oh,
Seaman.
Mm.
I almost forgot about that one.
Yeah.
no.
Ooh.
How about
Mike-
Wargasm from 1998?
Game of the year.
Okay. Oh noes. A priceless vase is lost on a distant planet where men have been eliminated and women have invented the eponymous machine to let them mate. It's your job to bravely retrieve the trinket in this third-person action game called Rex Nebular and the Cosmic Gender Bender.
That sounds like a game I need to play.
It
It's
also
like some
sounds like an episode of Star Trek.
Adult
Like a
Swim cartoon shit.
Yeah.
No, it's like when Riker goes to the women's planet, and it's like the reverse. It's a matriarchy instead of a patriarchy type of deal. Like,
Oh
that's
shit, this was on Wii. How have I
Hold
never
on,
heard of a
what?
game called Ninja Bread Man?
Oh, I've heard of Ninja Bread, man.
Oh,
Ninja Bread Man?
I've heard of that. Yes, I have.
No, I think I'm
definitely
getting
have.
that confused with Fruit Ninja.
No, I've heard
No,
of
Ninja Bread Man is where you play as a gingerbread man dressed up as a ninja.
Okay.
I've definitely heard of that. I've never played it now.
Looks pretty dope.
Oh my god.
Ball-
Super Ultra
Ball-
Dead Rising 3 Arcade Remix Hyper Edition X Plus Alpha.
Yeah, no, that's the answer. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Street Fighter is
What
the
the
answer. This
fuck?
is so fucking thing.
Well, hold on, guys.
How can
What
we
about-
figure out Modern Warfare? It's like, I don't know. You know what copy of Street Fighter 2 you like most, don't you?
Yeah.
It's like out of those 36 releases.
What about Balls 3D fighting at its ballsiest?
I remember that. Yeah.
Fighting at its ballsiest. I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
Respect.
Pretty 2. Dawn of Operation Panties, dude.
Wow.
Wait, what? Did Dawn have Operation Panties? Is that
They all
Elon
perked
from
up when you
Dragon
said
Ball?
panties.
What the
They weren't
hell?
really paying attention. Then you said panties. Now
Well, because
they're
I'm
on.
trying to find my own hilarious things online. Because
Balls
this is fun.
3D, the Battle of the Balls.
Battle
Yeah,
Balls.
there's
Balls
another-
Slaughter.
There's another one listed here. Yeah.
Wait a minute. How is it not this? What the fuck is Kingdom Hearts 358 2 days?
Yeah, that's the
so
game.
it's
358 and a half?
That's
No,
correct.
It's 358 over 2 days. It's just cutscenes. That's all it is.
What? So it's a YouTube video.
It is essentially a YouTube video attached to the
Oh,
end
shit,
of Kingdom
Delvin.
Hearts 1.
Ah.
Delvin.
What up? What we
This
got?
is your game. Imagine my joy when I discovered that a very similar game was released on the PSP and Sony was like, hey, that's totally a cool name. So it was never changed. And that game is titled Hand Dick.
I see. We are reading this. We are reading the same
Just
list.
like its
which-
DS game, Touch Dick.
Oh. With the stylus. You can do a docking procedure.
This is
Released
Delvin.
only in Korea. It was basically an interactive learning tool designed to teach Koreans how to speak English. Wow.
That's
Hey,
not
hey,
what
guys. Hey,
that's
guys.
not what it does
Hey,
at
guys.
all.
Number 1 on this list, Dragon Wang.
Dragon Wang.
Dragon Wing.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Touch Dick kind of takes it.
It does.
It's literally called Hand Dick. DIC.
Yeah.
Like the commercials we grew up on. Deek. You know, like it's
No,
Hand Deek.
that's the
Oh.
animation studio who did stuff like G.I. Joe for their second
Yeah.
season and a bunch of other cartoons like Sailor Moon, I believe. I always thought that was weird when I was a kid too, because this was brought to you by Dick, and I'm like, wait, what?
Right.
Well, yeah, that's what
Hang on,
happened.
hang on. I have to not be saying this right. I'm on NeoGAF, which is probably not the best.
Oh, here we go.
No.
I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
looking at this.
There's a okay. Is there a game called Battle Raper?
What?
What?
Do you want me to spell it?
What? Yes, please.
It's a fighting game.
Like with swords?
That does sound right. Yes.
R-A-P-E-R. It's not rapper.
Wait, hold on.
Battle Raper
no, it's
2.
like the swords type. It's like a fencing
Is
sword.
there an
with a
eye?
rapier.
Is there an eye missing from the rapier?
No. It's not rapier. Look it up. I'm on YouTube.
Yeah?
I'm watching. It's
I
like
don't
a
know if
it's
I
like
want
a
to look up
fighter.
on my
Yeah,
It's like a fighter game. It's
I'm
called
already on it.
Raper 2. And girls in like a G-string.
Oh,
You
okay.
know what?
Wow.
And it's
You're
not like a
correct.
porn game. This is like legit. It's like a Dreamcast game.
Battle Raper?
Oh my god, why am I looking this up?
I'll just look it up.
We're about to all get put on lists.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm gonna pass on getting put on a list.
Well,
thanks.
Donnie, I have some news for you. The first one is 100% a porn game. The
Battle Raper
sequel-
is a hand-to-hand combat 3D fighting game.
The first one, look, I'll read off this Wikipedia.
Yeah,
Battle
I was just
Raper
gonna say, Delvin, are
is-
you reading what I'm reading?
It's
Sorry,
an
buddy.
E-Road
Sorry, go.
fighting game developed and published by Illusionsoft in 2002. The game has gained notoriety and controversy for a simulation of rape. This aspect was removed in its follow-up, Battle
Oof.
Raper 2, the game,
Oof.
which was in 2005. So yes,
Games
first
used
one-
to be fucking wild, man.
the first one, rapey. The second one, they're like, whoa, we went too far. Let's
I'm
take
on
the name.
the
But you still
Wikipedia.
kept the title? You still kept the
Oh
title?
shit! I'm on the Wikipedia,
Hey,
and
it's that brand
Wikipedia
recognition,
says
Haley. We need that brand recognition.
this is from a review. Games Radar gave it a 7 out of 10 in 2007.
What was
And
the
hang on,
response? Not
and I
enough
quote,
rape.
hang on, and I quote, at first, seeing female brawlers beat each other's clothes off was pretty amusing in a twisted way. But the streaming tears that come when the rape
Whoa!
oh my god
Yo!
kills any quirky humor that to be had with this sick title. Washington Post,
rapetality.
the Washington Post included among the 15 most morally controversial video games ever.
Who wrote this review? The game was fine till the rape started happening. Like, yo, what?
Started. I love that you were like, you said it, and like, this is actually in the review though. Like, he actually said it.
Yo,
Wow.
I am floored.
You know, I
We're
used
getting
to think
canceled.
that
There will be another. I don't think there will be another PSVG. This is it.
I used to think that Dead or
We're not gonna
Alive
make it to
volleyball
161,
game was
guys.
a little bit much
No.
with the jiggly physics, and
Oh,
now I'm
Dead or
just like,
Alive,
that is like
Well,
child's
That is
play.
tame compared to this game.
That's what I'm saying. Like, man,
I'm just gonna throw some out there to wash that. Like, let's get that
Yes,
taste
please
out of our
do.
mouth. How about Sega CD's game Wild Woody?
there's a snake in my boots.
D Life. Good, nice knowing you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we tried.
Yeah.
Been a good run.
Last time I say that I should join this podcast on a random Wednesday,
I
start
hop
talking
on.
about battle rape.
Yeah.
I've
What's
never
next?
heard of this game in my
What's
entire
next?
life.
Mech
until now.
raper? We're just gonna keep going down the fucking.
Thanks, NeoGaf.
Wow. NeoGaf got us canceled.
Fuck.
Oh shit. PlayStation's Beyond the Beyond.
Wow. That's
That sounds
Redundant.
familiar.
It's deep.
It does.
Yeah.
It's very deep.
Somebody cooked with that. They were like, "Fuck, we nailed it.
We nailed it.
We did
have
it.
been must have been
Never
a
gets
Kojima
any
game.
better than this."
Must have been a Kojima game.
What wasn't there some like BMX game where you can have topless
Yeah,
characters?
BMX XXX.
it was.
He
Yeah.
fucking knew
yeah,
it. Look at wait a minute.
yeah.
Doug was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, wait a minute."
I remember that game.
Oh, I
remember
bet
that
you
game.
do.
Yeah.
That was like a popular game.
See, I know of this because my little brother wanted to buy it, and I had to be like, "Hey, no, you can't play that."
You should have like,
It was like
"Here,
one
little
of the first
Timmy,
times
enjoy."
I recall seeing nudity on a console. You know, like Xbox. The original Xbox was one of those first platforms. I was like, oh wow, they're doing.
That's
things.
true. Like even for all of the stuff that we've gone through, nudity is still something that like is not really truly like welcome to video games. I don't think.
Not yeah,
It's
Especially-
very
very
yeah,
taboo.
Delvin.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna say, man, our BioWare games were like one of the first to like really
Yeah. Yeah.
show some kind of
BioWare.
intimacy.
And even then, the first time they did
I
that,
think of
Fox
War, I think of
News threw a hit-
Wolfenstein. Those are like they
Yeah.
stand out because of that.
Duke
Yeah.
Fox
Nukem, but it
News
was just
blew
strippers.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
Nukem.
Fox News got upset for sure.
Yep.
I
Well,
forgot. I'm looking at. I'm still going through NeoGaf, and some of these. I don't even know if these are real games or just jokes. Like I can't take them seriously. Apparently, this is Xbox 360's Infinite Undiscovery.
I remember that game.
Is that a real thing? I feel like this should be the next.
That
Rude
was
Days
a real
thing.
game.
He gives us a title for a video game, and we determine whether it's real or not.
That is a good one.
Actually,
That's
I
a good
really
one.
like that because there's so
Okay,
many
well,
weird shit out there.
I just Googled it. It's real. Infinite
Wow.
Undiscovery.
remember that
Infinite
game.
Undiscovery.
Yeah, it's real.
It's a RPG.
It absolutely is an RPG. What the hell is this?
How about the Wii's? I am an air traffic controller, Airport Hero Hawaii.
Great name. That's a great name.
Hey, guess what? That's real too.
Yeah.
We didn't say the fractured butthole.
That's
We don't need to Google that.
that is
That's
a
absolutely
fantastic
real.
name. That's a great name.
I still like whatever that was that I said about Batman. Ninja Football, Batman, whatever. That was pretty good.
Ninja Baseball Batman.
Ninja Baseball Batman. That's
Yes.
I mean, you want to talk about grandmas buying games that their kid is going to hate. I got you the new Batman game. God damn it, Grandma.
Yeah.
You know what?
He's a ninja in this one. I think it's a prequel. I think it's a League of Shadows thing.
It must be an origin story. He was a baseball player, and then his parents were murdered.
Ninjas came out.
I gotta find this game now. Now I gotta play it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Is this real? LSD Dream Emulator?
What?
That is
What?
what we're playing.
That feels like
On
Far Cry
stream.
5.
Hey, guess what?
It
It's
is?
real. And what the
What
fuck
the-
am I looking at?
Yeah,
What is
D-Live,
this?
you're right. God of War, not just 3, but
Wow.
1, 2, 3. That was another one where it was first like, oh, there's some titties.
Oh shit! Look here. Somebody please make a full reboot of LSD Dream Emulator.
I mean,
This
if you
came
need
in
me to do
7
testing,
weeks
I need,
ago on the gaming Reddit. So this
I'm
is
here.
still in the minds and hearts of people everywhere.
you get a free tab with every game purchase.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm looking at that and I'm like, what the hell am I looking
Holy
at?
shit! This game
Isn't that just a screensaver?
wild.
All right, I gotta look this up more.
What the fuck? Oh, by the way, the description for that game title with panties is really fucking weird, by the way.
I feel like I remember that. There was a video game thing that kind of got something going on with panties on Switch.
was.
It's a great question.
Panty Party.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I remember there was like this thing when it was like early on the Switch before all like it was like one of the first sex games that showed up on Switch. It became like a whole topic. People playing Panty Party.
I think I remember that game.
Did they have
Is
a
that the one
custom
where
panty party?
you're
cake
just
for
like
your-
underwear or something like that?
I have no idea. Yeah, I think he flew
sorry,
around
no,
his
no,
underwear
no,
or
no.
something.
Yeah.
What was that?
I was just thinking, like, did they have like a panty case for your, system to go along with the game?
Wow.
Probably.
Yeah.
But there's a ton of like, people streaming on YouTube for the
Also, okay, so I'm looking at this LSD Dream emulator, and it just looks like a screensaver from like Windows Me.
It's a lot of weird stuff into it.
We've got
Right.
a shit ton of time out of this question.
Yeah.
This has been quite the
Boy.
exercise.
I'm sorry, TPR.
And Haley
This
quit.
next
She's just
question-
like watching shit on her phone.
No,
Oh, wait.
I was-
Shower. I got another one. Shower with your dad simulator.
Whoa.
Not playing that one.
That is a game. Yes,
That might
it
take the
is.
name. That might take the cake.
That is. I don't know if I like that.
I don't know,
I don't like it.
Oh
That's
shit!
it.
Hang on. Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the Necrodancer, featuring The Legend of Zelda.
That's a lot.
remember
Of,
that game.
Yeah, me too. I played that game. That's a legit. That's a title and a half.
Thank you for bailing us out from that other title. That other title, boy. Those two titles we had this episode.
I'm just gonna like hope and pray most people don't make it this long.
Yeah.
I am
They
bread.
They just quit before the question.
I am Brett's a great game.
You play as a white slice. You just slice a white bread.
Yeah.
Yep. You
Wow,
know what
really?
else is it? It's made by the same people who did Surgeon Simulator.
I was gonna ask
I'm
if it was made
amazed
the same
that
people that
anybody
did,
knew that.
genital
That's
jousting.
wild.
That's
Genital
different
jousting.
company.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
We go
It's a
balls to the
popular one.
walls.
Fuck.
Our next question, which I feel like we answered last week. I'm moving on. I feel like we answered this question last week. So I'm going to read it, and Donnie's going to tell me, I'm quite sure he's going to say yes. What style of French fry is the best fry? Steak
Yeah, we
cut,
Yeah,
stringy.
you asked that last week.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
this
people
last
got
week.
mad at, or not mad at me, but just nobody liked my potato skin idea.
No,
Apparently
because
that
those
was
are
a
the
road
nachos.
too far.
Those are the nachos of potato products. Same thing with
Yeah.
like the Italian wedge fries. Like I don't even know if those
I mean,
are really fries.
generally
They're kinda-
speaking, what's the difference between potato skin and loaded French fries?
aren't fries like fried?
It's the
That's why they're
same
called
thing.
Fried,
Yeah.
like
I mean,
instead
they
of
don't-
baked.
You
They
can
don't
bake
have
fries.
to-
You don't
they
have to fry
be
fries.
fried. I bake
I
French
bake
fries all the
fries.
time.
Yeah.
Heathens.
He's like, he just looked down on us. You could tell immediately. He was like, well, I think less of both of you now.
I'm actually like really thankful that the spots I hit up in my local neighborhood have really good French fries. All of them do, and they're just different kinds. One's a little bit thicker, someone's a little bit thinner, and then
That's what she said.
and then there's the one that's just right.
Saltier one.
Comes with a little ranch. You just splatter it all over yourself. It's great. Wow. 2 beers in. Not
the worst thing that's been said on this podcast.
No, in fact, the daddy's shower simulator, I'm pretty sure takes the cake.
Why'd you bring it back up?
Yeah, that one's it.
Wow. See what happens if Dev's not here?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I'm just gonna say it. I like steak cut French fries. There we go.
Say I like daddy's.
Wow. Don't say that.
She's like, I'm just gonna say it. Okay. I really like dad's shower simulator.
Nope.
No!
Don't say that.
That was the topic. We'd moved on from fries, and she was like,
also,
I'm just gonna say it.
Y'all brought up curly fries. I don't know if Arby's.
Oh, and you missed the opportunity to just hit with the hardest joke. That would have been great. She's like, I love steak fries. We're like, okay.
Oh, that's good.
Now I want to go on like a French fry adventure with everybody. I'm like, let's just go try,
for
like,
sure.
all
That's
the French
good.
Fries.
Just get them all at once.
All of them. Let's see.
House party. We'll have a blind sample French fry taste test.
We'll need someone with an air fryer so we can keep them hot and fresh, because that's like the key thing to me with French fries. What?
Yeah, I have an air
Okay,
fryer.
to keep on this. Your favorite dipping sauce for French fries?
Oh, Chick-fil-A sauce for sure.
Okay,
I'm
like the spicy
gonna
buffalo
get
or
banned
whatever.
in a second. I'm gonna get banned.
No,
in a second.
I've never had buffalo spicy sauce, but let me tell you, I ordered the guy, my neighbor, has been helping me on my porch and helped me reframe my stuff. I bought him lunch. I was like, let's get lunch, and I just ordered some place I never really go. I got Buffalo Wild Wings, some place I never really eat. I ordered 2 cheeseburgers and fries, and one of the things they offered me on my fries, they were like, do you want buffalo powder, like dry seasoning?
Oh, okay, sure.
And I was like, that's a thing, like not buffalo sauce. I was like, no, it's a powder. And those fries were fucking excellent. I was like, I need to find this powder.
That sounds good.
Like, I don't know where have you been all my life, because I love buffalo sauce, but I just thought sauce on fries would be too much.
It's not the same thing, but I like Lowry's on my.
I was gonna bring that up.
Yeah,
Haley.
I've had like seasoned
yeah.
sauce for sure.
That's what Checkers does.
A whole different thing.
There's a local grease pit in my neighborhood. Sorry, go ahead, Haley.
No, I was just asking. Like, my autism doesn't let me dip my stuff, so I season my stuff instead. Because the texture for me, I can't do the dipping. So
yeah, so there's a local spot that does like everything under the sun that involves either like a flat top grill or a deep fryer, and they have amazing French fries, and they always use the Lowry salt on them. And then they provide a ketchup sriracha mix that's pretty good. But overall, my favorite is I ranch. I love ranch dressing with French fries.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It's a buffalo dry rub you can put on the fries.
Okay.
That sounds good.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't even know there was a buffalo dry rub. I didn't know that existed.
I just kind of just eat my fry with just really good seasoning on it.
I'm just gonna buy.
Yeah, I can eat it plain too. Yeah,
I like
if it
my
tastes
fries
good enough.
plain.
Yeah. Fat
you
burger.
can literally
also has some good
buy
fries.
Buffalo Wild Wings dry rubs.
Okay. Tabasco ketchup for fries. You already said.
Yeah, that's fine. That sounds
not
very
bad.
similar. Because my biggest problem with ketchup is it's too sweet. So I prefer to put some kind of hot sauce in there to give it a little bit of a kick, because I'm more of a salty, savory cat myself.
So you like this? It's called classic
Hello,
heat with
Sean
a buttery
Capri.
finish.
hi, Sean.
Hey, Sean, don't rewind the show. Don't just don't
Unless you like daddies.
don't go back.
Rule three.
I was going to invite Sean to the show, but I figured they're all knee deep in Extra Life and stuff. So I figured
Yeah.
he's like in New York or something, or on a plane or something.
Sean, you would have got canceled this episode, bro.
We would have never been here. He would have got us out of this.
Yeah. He's the professional.
He would have cut us off. You were like, let's keep going.
I'm in. You know what
Well,
else?
Sean, you are not this kind of daddy. You are not this kind of daddy.
Maybe Sean is. Let's go, baby.
Yeah. Hey yo. That's a Malta White shit too.
That's what I figured, dude.
Daddy.
I figured
I
we gotta
am the
do
daddy.
hangs or something. I miss Sean. I haven't spoke to Sean in feels like forever.
Also,
I know it hasn't been that
when are
long,
we,
but it feels
when are
like
we going to
forever.
record the PSVG "Fuck You, Kyle the Pug" for the montage?
The
Like,
fuck
I
you
just
call the
keep-
plug holiday special?
Yeah,
Like,
where
I'm
we
just
just
waiting,
That was-
like,
that was-
from everybody on the team,
That's-
just like
right. Yeah.
I mean, so I'm the only person that edits video, and I'm not doing that. So
Well, we
Okay,
could just,
gotcha.
you know what we could do? This look, this
I
is
mean,
gonna
I could
solve this.
probably edit the video if you give me the MP4 files.
This-
and
this all we have to do.
whatever the movie maker
they're on
is
YouTube. You
on
can
my
go
Mac.
find them.
This this all we
Yeah.
have to do. That's when we're recording the holiday special, PSVG. Everybody just says it one by one
Yeah.
and go down
on
the
the
line.
12th day of Christmas. Fuck you,
Fuck you,
Kyle the Pug.
It
And
just
the
keeps
next
going.
person,
Kyle the
on the
Wait, well,
11th
you do-
day of
yeah, yeah.
Christmas. Fuck you, Kyle the Pug. And we just keep going.
Just keep going. That's the-
On the 12th day of Christmas, Nerd
We'll
said
have
to
to
me,
come up with a
"Fuck you,
different-
Kyle the Pug."
Yeah, we'll have to come up with a different inflection.
yes.
The 5th day of Christmas. Fuck you, Kyle the Pug. You know, like, just
Fuck
how far can you take it?
Kyle the
Yeah.
Pug.
Uh,
See? Problem solved.
That's good. I like these shenanigans,
Sean-
but I feel you, Donnie. If you're the only one editing, like that's a lot of work.
I am the only one that's ever edited any video that has existed here.
That's why I said we could just do it on the holiday special.
Years, I'm the only one that's ever done it.
Don't have to edit
So-
nothing. Just put it like that.
I think maybe
if,
at one
if you put
point,
everybody with an MP3
I think that's
file in the same
mistaken.
spot, like
I think
you can-
Q may have edited some video.
Huh?
all right.
That's why Q,
You guys don't even know who Q is.
that's why Q's no
Correct.
longer here.
Oliviera. And then who's the other
it
guy?
was the
Who's
guy
the
who
guy
talked
that we had
retarded.
beef with Caroline and he left?
Oh, you're talking about what is this fucking?
What was his name? I don't even remember his name.
I don't even know.
I think he did some editing. That's the sad part about that whole story is that he was actually like pretty good in that regard, that he would host shows, produce shows, do editing, stream. Like Tyler.
Tyler,
That's it.
yes.
Yeah, Tyler, he did it. He kind of did all the stuff. So, but outside of them, yeah, I'm the only one that's really done much video work. So I'm not doing all that. Oh, look, Sean had it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Tyler.
Sean's been here the whole time too.
Yeah.
The OGs. I'm getting close, Delvin, where I need the break. Because this break, I'm gonna have to realize how many more of these we got in us. It's gonna continue, guys. I'm just throw that out there now. We'll see. I think I got at least another
Well,
good run in me, but then it might be time to close.
As someone who's like a total amateur and new at this whole experience of podcasting, like I was even talking with my friend Robin about the Simpsons one. I was like, look, man, we're gonna take half of November and all of December off.
Look,
Like we just
Yeah.
need to I like who would win, Delvin? You know this. Like, how are they able to do that week after week after week for like 6 years? Like, that's just insane.
well, that's because they have me to call on when they can't find a guest. Like, well, no, guess your ass going to
Shit, we had Chan 3 times this week. We need Delvin.
like the last 2 years, not the whole time.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm all for breaks. Like, I think, like,
Look.
you know, like,
This is why I've been trying to set up, like, Saved by the Bell to college years, like, with the PSVG, the new class. It's just, when we all get old, Donnie can be Mr. Belvin and shit like that. I can be Screech. Well,
so
maybe
you're
not
the porn
I don't
director.
think.
You're
Yeah,
the
you
porn
don't want to be.
director
You
then.
don't want to be
Yes.
Screech. Just
That's how
pointing
I
that out. You
feel.
don't want to be
That's how I
Screech.
felt today, or just recently, like with the Nintendo stuff, which we'll talk about, on
What's up?
Sunday. But like, I'm starting to feel like really out of touch. Or just I'm like, maybe I need to stop doing this because like y'all are out here
Whoa.
fucking excited about proprietary music apps and alarm clocks and shit. I'm like, I got nothing for y'all because
Yeah.
I'm just gonna rain on everybody's parade. Like this is the dumbest shit.
That is a natural cycle of things, though. You were
how it
excited as
goes.
a youth.
Right,
You get
exactly, and that's
jaded in your
yeah.
30s and 40s, and then you just bitch until you're dead.
Yeah. And I think we always, I think for years I've always kind of felt like this around this time. Like after a whole year of doing it, you get to the
Sure.
end after all, and it's like, I need a break, and we'll see how
Yeah.
I feel like after the break when I come back.
Yeah,
I'm not. I don't want to. I've always said that I'll never catch anybody off guard. I always give everybody enough time. And Sean knows this because we've talked about this openly on on our show together. In my head, I always kind of had this vision. I'd like to get Shaq to like 500, like at least get it to there, and then I can like pull away or shut it down or close it off or whatever. But like that's kind of like in my head. But right now I'm thinking like I think I got like one good, like really good solid year in me. Like, we got the Switch 2 coming. There'll be a really good run here, and then like we'll see how the year after next goes.
I mean, you can also cut down on the number of episodes you're doing. I mean,
You
Delvin,
say
I'm
that.
thinking that
You
for
say
too.
that,
Like,
Snurts, but
how
then
do you guys do?
but see, that's the thing. But then Delvin
30
gets
hours a
sick
week
and
of
Dev
fucking
doesn't
talk?
show up and
Yeah.
Rebecca goes on a party. Like you say, you can cut down on the shows, but then when other folks don't show, then you really can't.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like as much as
Like-
Delvin says he's the fill-in, I'm the opposite. I'm the same side of that coin where I am the fill-in for
I
a
mean,
lot of the other shows too.
Donnie's my fill in, and I'm
again-
his fill in.
Correct. Like
Again,
we're filling
I
in
am
for
willing
each
to
other.
come
So
on
the-
most of the shows. I just don't have a lot of Nintendo knowledge. So
So
Sure.
So even tonight, Donnie messaged me like, "Hey, you coming?" I'm like, "Yeah." like yeah. Like I didn't see your message. Like, oh, I didn't know I got any messages. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be here.
But yeah, that's where I kind of thinking. I'm looking forward to the break. Have a month off. It'd be nice to kind of
Yeah.
recharge and rejuice, and let's get into 2025, man. Let's get the Switch going, and then maybe like we actually really evaluate this, like maybe this time next year. Like, do I have
Well, I mean,
another
again,
like
like,
full year going with me? And
you
maybe
all
it
could
might be
do-
time to pare it back then.
You could do stuff where it's just every time there's a major gaming event, some kind of
Well,
showcase
you're right.
of some kind.
So like,
And then you can come back and just like say your piece. You know, I know you all are set in your ways with your, you know, schedule that you've had, I'm assuming for years now. But it doesn't mean that can't be altered.
For sure.
And if you're doing this more for yourself than any kind of like fan retention, I mean, the people who want to stay and want to come along with that
we only have the
new
7
journey.
anyway.
Exactly. So, you know, like it might go down to 5. But
You say for like, this is 8 years running at this point.
right.
No, you're right. We've talked about this either privately or as a group, or Sean and I, we often do it online. You do lose, you lose some retention the moment you get off schedule. Like that's the thing, is I've always wanted to keep the schedule. The moment we drop back out of that schedule, then it's kind of like we're just kind of hanging out. But also, I mean, I wish Dev was here if we would ever talk about this like openly. The thing is, it is like a codependency, right? Like you get so much I don't know, like social interaction, therapy, even from seeing your boys and talking and cutting up and talking about the news, and like I'd hate to miss it, honestly.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the thing. So like I've always thought like maybe I drop Shaq, right, and just do the one, or which I tried to do, but then we lost host for it. And then or you go monthly. And I just feel like it'd be really weird to go monthly. Like I don't know, like I feel like it'd be weird not to talk to Delvin and Dev except for once a month. Like obviously we talk every day through the Discord, but to not actually sit in front of each other and talk
Yes.
for a month, I think would feel odd, and I think I'd miss it even if we did it. You
like
know?
if I can, this is why, and I agree with Donnie. Donnie's tried to help get us there, but this is why I try and get us to record XP every 2 weeks. I hate going so long without talking to the two of you, like face to face.
Right. Yeah. No, I
So-
get you.
And then the thing is, if I ever actually pull away, let's say we like, okay, I've reached my end. I no longer think what I'm providing is valuable to anybody or a listener. If I actually was to just cut it and turn it off, like the thing that I've always found tricky or something that I struggle with is like, it really would, I think, would test our friendship. Are we friends then? Because I think we'd say we are, and I would agree with you. I mean, obviously at all different levels. I think what Delvin and Dev and I have is pretty strong and tight, and I don't think that would really go away. But I say that as somebody who like doesn't really talk to Kevin as much as I would like to anymore.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't really talk to Kyle and Josh as much as I would like to anymore, because they're not podcasting. And like we chat on the Discord occasionally, not as much with Kevin anymore. He's not even in Discord much anymore. Right. But like, it's just, they're not around. Like the podcast is a reason, it's like an inflection point to touch base.
Yep.
Right.
Well, and I totally relate to that, because I used to really be in the local drum and bass scene, and my friends were DJs, show promoters, all this kind of stuff. And we used to have, for like a decade plus, all these reasons to kind of get together, hangout, common place, a meeting place, right? A community place. And that is going to be the same for the podcast. And obviously, if you are doing less of it, that will shrink, because if you're not supplement that with some kind of increased communication on a personal level, you're obviously not going to have that just regular meetings.
It's easy for people to fill that and fall in with other things and other groups and other, like in the.
I mean, it's the same reason people go to church every Sunday. Like you're looking for a safe. You have like something. They're like, no, and this. It's my experience too. If you have something that's
I'd be fine with the main show and rotate people in. That's probably what I would attempt to do. Like if and when we reach the point where I'm like, we need to cut it all back, like that would probably be the step one. We try that and see how that goes before we start trying to do other things. That'd probably be the move.
I've learned that when it comes to certain things, like when we were looking for a host for Shaq, at one point, it came to the conclusion like, well, I'm the best suited person for Shaq. And like Rebecca, so it's like, we can.
Shaq's special and it has a high bar. Not that it's popular by any means, not by like YouTube celebrity standards, but by Nintendo podcast standard. Nintendo Shaq is a known thing. It's a known property.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we did try out a lot of people, and our audience rejected all of those people.
Except me.
I'm just going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Our active listeners that give us feedback, they gave us feedback of all of those tests, and none of them people liked. None of them. Almost every single one of them, people are like, don't bring them back.
Yeah. The person
and it's like, I can't shove it down people's throat. I wouldn't want to do that. As somebody who's turned off podcasts because they've flipped in new hosts and stuff, like, I get it. You get attached to people.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's tough. It's really, really tough. I really miss Empire, and I thought at the time, and I still do. What Elaine and I had for a moment was special. It could have been that. Like it was really, really tight there for a moment. So I get it. And I didn't want to do that to Shaq. I didn't want to. So we did it. Like we literally did it. I was like, okay, so then I'll just come back to Shaq. It's either that or we shut it down.
He came back, and I'm like, I'll go to Shaq. And people were like, yeah, we like Delvin on Shaq. Keep him there too.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much how it happened.
I guess we're on Shaq now.
It's the will of the people.
It's like
Yeah, no, I mean, like I love this community, and again, like I'm open to being on any of the shows. Like if we have to cut it back, I want to keep doing XP for a long time, and I love getting to record with all of you, but especially Delvin, because
that's a whole other
man.
thing that Sean and I have talked about, and might be going down the path of what you're thinking, Serts. There's a whole other world opportunity to think about. Like, do you just turn things over to other people?
Yeah, I mean, that
as the person that's done this and done the videos and done the music and edited all the shows and done all the shows and been here every week to do it, that's a really, really hard thing for me to come to grips with.
Yeah.
Like, here's this thing that I stewarded all the way here. Now you can just have it. It's like, no, go make your own.
Right.
Go do your thing.
And I, as someone who does the post-production for the Simpsons podcast that I made, I love having that power. I love having the kind of the final say on the way it's going to be out. It's kind of nice to have. And that's also why I like recording the PlayStation experience a couple of times a month, because I could get like 2 Simpsons pods in, 2 video game. I'm completely satisfied with everything. And the other thing too is just like the promotion side of stuff. Like, you're trying to get more listeners, you're trying to get people engaged. And sometimes it's just kind of like pissing into the wind.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just, that is the internet these days. I mean, I let that go years ago when we turned off the Patreon. I don't really do that. Like at this point, we're just kind of doing the bare minimum, which is fine by me.
Delvin, I think of Kevin Goatee, like on how he was trying to do all his promotional stuff for his podcast, like through the Twitter, through the social media, trying to get those numbers up in YouTube. And I feel like that's one of the reasons we don't have like Gutting the Sacred Cow anymore.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do that. What I do is I find solace in the fact that even though I know that our stuff isn't reaching millions of people, I still firmly believe that our podcasts are very quality. I think they can stand toe to toe on par with the best stuff other people are putting out. And maybe they only listen to our, Shaq's got a few thousand listeners. PSVG's probably half that. So, if those are the only people who are reaching, that's fine. Because I know what we're putting out is pretty good. or at least I think it's good.
We do good. We do well.
PSVG is very fun. I think we like this show. We have a very cool thing. It's very fun.
Yeah.
There's shenanigans. There's dumb shit. We might talk about Battle Raper, and the people that are here probably know that, you know.
And
then
again,
Shaq has that Nintendo podcast, you know, vibe where we hit the news. We've got different personalities that like different Nintendo things, and I think we do a really good job of talking around the Nintendo echo chamber, right? We've got Rebecca, and she's got all of her stuff, and she doesn't like the things that I like, and I don't like the things that she likes. So it's very comprehensive. I think we cover all those bases.
and then when you want the garbage truck on fire, you go listen to XP because we just get off the rails instantly.
Yeah.
And we have our Green Arrow show.
I also want to shout out.
Call themselves PSXP, but we have our Green Arrow show, and it's very in depth.
I would really like to shout out to the World on Fire channel of the Discord as someone who's been trying to just survive this crazy world that we have. And it's really nice to have a very diverse, different set of people with very different
That's really
viewpoints
nice.
kind of chiming in. And especially if it's a slow day at my day job. And if you start to hear fireworks, it's because something happened in the sports world just now.
Feliz
So
Navidad.
I've heard a few
Boston
go
won?
off. Yeah, Boston won.
Thank God. Can't believe I'm saying that. But
This is really cool. The Jiggy Collector says I started.
Oh, wait,
this
wait,
network with the Xbox
Sorry,
Empire.
Boston won. So does that mean the World Series is over?
Yeah,
Boston's not in the World Series.
yeah, I know. That's why I was.
Oh.
I thought Delvin was making a joke, so I was like,
Yes,
yeah, okay.
I was.
Yeah.
I thought he was talking about the Celtics. I'm
No,
like,
no,
catching on.
No,
I was
that's
like, what?
you got you.
What the hell's going on?
Yeah, I've already started to hear fireworks, even though everything's shut up over here. But
Yeah,
anyway.
I don't want to cause anybody any consternation. Like I said, I had another really good year in me. We'll reevaluate it then. But I've always said what I don't want to have happen is I don't want to just show up to a podcast one day and be like, we're announcing a change of schedule, or this is the last one. I've always wanted to make sure that I give people like really good notice. You know, it's like, you know, prepare yourselves. 6 months from now, things might be a little different.
Yeah,
Well, what you
we'll
do
be
is you
fine.
make an event out of it. You know, you make some kind of big like, hey, for the next 6 months, we're doing a finale of some kind or whatever.
The best part of this type of stuff is when I get in my head about this, like this is where I really miss having Dev around, because Dev's like, fucking who cares? He always has that mentality.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
because I'm like, oh man, like I'm not digging this. I don't know if people. He's like, who gives a shit? You know, like it really centers you and brings you back down. And you're like, yeah, you're kind of right. Like, who does give a shit? They can
Because,
find
like,
something
who
else
you-
to listen to.
Who are you doing this for? Are you doing it for
Right.
them, or are you
Yeah.
doing it for you and the people who are a part of the team?
Yeah,
That's to me is the most important thing. Like, I'm doing this for me.
It is, but I have I have an internal struggle with it, and I actually think Sean really understands this. I hold myself to a different standard when I do this, and to do it any other way would be hard to do.
Sure.
Does that make
Sure.
sense?
Yeah.
You know, like I want to be comprehensive. I want to play all the things. I want to because I think that's what you should be doing when you're doing this. It's very easy to be like, well, just turn that off. You don't have to do it anymore. And then it's like, now I feel like I'm doing it half-assed. You know, now I feel bad about what I'm doing. You know, it's an internal thing.
I mean, it's called standards. You have them. Good for you, buddy. It's a good thing to have, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's good to have standards.
All right, let's do one more question. I got a fun. Let's do the fun question. It's a couple. No, let's do two more questions. Let's do
Okay.
fuck you, Kyle Pugs on first because he has a fun one. Who is more likely to finish 2 games within a 2-week span, me or my son?
Delvin Jr.
Delvin Jr., right?
That is 100%
You
the
said
answer.
you
yes.
retired.
Yeah.
You said you old for the earth. is what
Well,
he said.
also, one is a younger man. Delvin Jr.
who
has
is
a job
jobless.
or school or any right? Like doing one of
Delvin
the two.
Jr. is 18. Whatever the hell Delvin Jr. is doing all day, I got no idea. You know why? Because he messages me all day. And don't get me
He
wrong.
is a
I am
patriot
total-
of the local economy.
Yeah, I was
This
gonna
man
say-
has been feeding goods to local pawn shops for years. How dare y'all?
Exactly.
Okay, but I need to be clear because he listens to the show. That is fine. Continue
hope
to
so.
message me all day. What the hell do you do all day though? Like, do you have a job or are you just playing video games?
Delvin
Just playing
Jr.
video games. I hope
is into liquidation and assets. Okay, he liquidates his father's assets into.
That's pretty
money.
accurate. That's pretty accurate. Pretty accurate.
Yeah, Sean gets me. Sean gets me. That's another reason I really like hanging out with Sean.
Look at D life. If you don't shut the fuck up, leave me alone.
What was the first question?
I know what question you're talking about. Where is it at?
I don't remember either. Did I delete it?
No, it's the one from my son. He says,
Oh yeah. Okay.
Delvin Jr. asks, will you force my father into playing the 3-hour Shadow Generations campaign? No. Real question.
Also, did you see my response where I said your father and I have the same fucking
This man
answer?
didn't respond to
No.
me. I was texting him for hours. He didn't see your response.
No. Like, my Discord was not working.
Delvin's phone was off today, apparently.
Yeah, I was inside a storage locker doing stupid shit. All right. I'll
I
read
still
his-
don't have Shadow Generate. I still don't. It still hasn't arrived yet. This
Apparently,
is the
it's
first
really
time
good.
GameStop fucked my whole shit up.
Apparently, it's really good.
I pre-ordered it, and then I never. You guys told me. You told me. Delvin was like, "It's out today." I was like, "What? It's not out till
Yeah.
Friday." So I go to the website. It's not in my orders. I tried to pre-order another one. Doesn't show up in my orders. I go to my credit card. I have multiple charges for me trying to order this thing that's not showing up. I call GameStop. They're like, "Yeah, our system's fucked." I'm like, "What are you going to do about it?" They're like, "I don't know. Just
I'll
cancel."
tell
it."
you.
And they're like, they literally, their answer was like, just wait. We haven't cleared the transactions. Like, just wait and it'll drop off. I was like, so just keep it here like this until it goes away. Like, I don't
Fucking
feel like
Nigerian
that's some shit I
scammer
should be
GameStop.
trying to trust you guys on.
2 weeks.
And then, so I did buy it. It was like on sale on Woot for $40. I was like, I'll just get that. I got the Switch copy because I was thinking Switch. And then I go to like Skill Up or something, and they're like, yeah, the Switch copy sucks. I was like, what? They're like, apparently it's really bad on Switch. I was like,
yeah.
damn.
Yeah,
Why is it bad on Switch? It should be. That's where it should be good at. That's where
Yeah.
everybody's gonna buy it at.
Ralph was saying the Switch version is awful.
Yeah,
So-
apparently the Switch version's not
Why?
great. I haven't seen it yet, but
Yeah.
Who
apparently
was
it's
saying
not
that?
good.
Ralph Boner?
No. Skillup's real
What?
name is Skillup. That's a fucking Marvel joke. You wouldn't get that.
Why he would
Skillup-
get that?
Skillup.
might
No,
get
he
it.
wouldn't. He wouldn't get it because he never watched anything past Endgame.
He's not that quick,
Huh?
Silver.
Yeah.
Anyways,
If you guys don't stop this XP language, okay? We speak English here.
yeah.
All right.
Anyways, Skillup's real name is Ralph. There you go, Delvin.
Skillup.
Skillup's real name is Ralph.
That makes me think. That makes me think less of Skillup's channel now.
Yeah.
This guy can't. The YouTuber can't be named Ralph.
Yeah. Ralph Boner.
I'm unsubscribing. When you said boner, I thought you were doing like a Shadows of the Dam thing because we were talking about that earlier.
The big
Your son was
boner.
asking me about Suda, and he was like, "Why do people not like Suda?" And I was like, "Well, let me tell you about Suda 51.
Yes. The legend.
He might have a few games on those worst titles, awful games.
Oh,
Yes.
fucking probably.
Big boner, baby.
Big boner, Garcia Hotspur,
Yeah.
and his
Yeah.
revolver, Big
Yeah.
boner.
Yeah. What a game. I love that game so much.
We're gonna make
Speaking
a
of, I
horror
didn't-
western with a Mexican named Garcia Hotspur.
Yeah.
Throbbing Toby and his testicles.
What a
Sorry,
game.
I started laughing before I nailed the joke. God damn it!
I do that all the time. I'll go to tell a joke and I lose it halfway through it.
I had some really fun alliteration and then I fucked it up, but it should happen.
fine.
So you're never gonna play Shadows, there, Delvin? Come on.
Yeah, get in the shadows, Knuckles, man. Get in the fun.
No.
What do you have against Sonic? I thought you liked Sonic.
I hate Sonic.
He's all right. I don't feel like playing Sonic. It's horror season.
Well, that's true. What are you playing?
You play the one where he becomes a werewolf.
Dumbass game. Fuck that game. Game's so fucking stupid.
Sonic becomes a werewolf? That doesn't even make any fucking sense. He's a goddamn fucking hedgehog.
Yeah,
He's a werewolf.
no, it doesn't.
A hog wolf?
Yeah. That's what she said.
It sure is what she said.
Yeah. That hog wolf.
The hog wolf in him.
19 inches of venom.
Yeah.
Oof. Bring it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Circular reference. I like it.
I'm going to use Big Drew's #1 fan for the final question because I think this is a great question in this show on. If you could make a statue of someone in the indie podcast community, knowing you would screw it up so bad like the D Wade statue, who would you make it of and why?
Todd fucking Oxtra.
That would be amazing. And it would look like a D Wade statue. It would be black.
He has. I love Todd to death. He's great. We should have him on. He's had us on. I don't know. We never had him on. He should come on. Although I don't know. The reason I don't go out for guests is it's a lot to ask. Like, hey Todd, you want to come podcast with us for 3 or 4 hours?
Yeah, unknown finish time. We're
yeah, we just go until whenever we decide we're done. But he has some opinions, some tweets, some threads that this man makes that just I'm just like looking I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, the fuck are you talking about, man?
Todd's really great.
He had one the other day. I forget what it was, but my reply to him was, "We're no longer friends." like whatever it was, I was like, now that I know this about you, we're no longer friends anymore. Like I don't think I can't do this. Yeah, it's like I'm gonna go look it up while somebody else answers. I'm gonna go try to look it up.
In the podcast community, Greg Miller.
You want to make a statue so bad that you make fun of him?
Yeah.
Yes, because he'd totally play into the fucking bit. So. He loves playing into bits.
I can get behind that movie.
Ray Stacanus.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
And it's going to say Ray is wrong at the bottom of the statue.
I like it.
That's a good guess, Yarden, but that wasn't even it, I don't think. I think it was something else.
I'm going to pick somebody that from the community. So who would be
that was the question. I thought we were doing
it was like indie podcasters.
Yeah, I just did indie podcasters. That was my category.
And Haley picked like most famous game podcaster in the world.
Yes, correct.
Got it. Sounds about right. That's on brand.
Haley, that's it. That's indie.
It's on brand. 100%.
Man has several million followers.
I don't.
He's like hosting WWE. She's like, I know an indie podcaster. I'm going to shout out here.
I didn't.
Conan O'Brien.
I didn't hear the word indie. I'm sorry.
Snoop Dogg.
How about that Mark Maron? Anybody ever make a statue of Mark?
I don't. Okay, I'm going to be real with you. Besides Conan O'Brien, I have no idea who the fuck you were talking about.
Mark Maron?
What the fuck? Yeah. WTF? He had Obama on, for fuck's sakes.
Like, he's one of the biggest podcasters in the world.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who I would pick.
Actually, it should be Delvin. I mean, that should be the answer.
That is the default answer.
I mean, just to let you all know, like
because they would fuck it up.
Yeah,
and it probably would look like the D-Wade statue.
Oh yeah, you're like the big old mouth open.
The same number, number 3.
Yeah, well,
really
I'm not making fun
of the dude from Spartacus. I was like, where have I seen this guy from? It's not D-Wade, but I've definitely seen this man. Like, I know who this is.
Looks like they just made a statue of a crackhead in Miami. Just like, here you go.
It was wild. Also, Donnie, you were right. The Power Rangers reference was the best meme that I've seen so far. That one was pretty really good. As much as I loved my Predator one, Power
Rangers was really good.
Yeah. What would they leave at your statue, Delvin? Like sometimes people leave like trinkets and whatnot.
Sorry to interrupt. Todd Oxtra, I said what I said. The N64 controller always was awful. To which I replied, we're no longer friends.
I see.
Yeah. We should just read.
Just read extra tweets every week. We should have that moment.
Just one tweet.
Yeah, because as Yarden says, this is the same man who legit, not as a joke, thinks that they should call it the Switch 2.
Yes.
TOO.
No,
he's like, this is he means it. It's not like it's not a pick me thing. He means it. He believes this.
You call it Switch Top Yen before you call it Switch 2.
Switch 2. Some of these things, man. Talk to he's out there with some of these. He's got some opinions.
Just don't do what the weird Xbox thing did, where it's like we're gonna go from Xbox One to 360 to whatever else they're doing,
Infinity.
and beyond.
Wait for the next one to just be Xbox.
Yeah, Steam box.
We'll have the Xbox, then the Xbox 360, then the Xbox One, back to Xbox.
Yeah.
Right? Let's just call it Xbox. What's a synonym for series? Like, how can they get by with that?
That's a good question.
Like, what's
Sequence.
Hmm.
Now we're gonna all back to looking shit up online.
It's gonna be some fucking AI bullshit.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, just call it AI.
Yeah, Xbox AI.
Oh God.
I hate that.
Yeah.
That's why it will become true.
Yeah.
Because you hate it.
The Xbox Series AI.
I hate
Just get
everything about
excited.
that.
Get excited.
Xbox string, chain, train.
Look at this.
Stream.
Look at this, man. Smoking Joe, you are walking a fine line here. Okay.
I'm low. Why
Sean
you
used to do it to
like-
Bobby too. It's how he makes friends. Well, that's why he fits in so well around here.
Yes. What? Why Smoking Joe wrote that like he wrote it in AI. I'm loved.
The 64 controller.
I love
Please-
you hate. I'm
Please
Johnson.
assist $2.99 a month.
Yes, I'm loved 64 controller a long time.
Me love Rumble Pack more.
Well, this has been fun, guys. Thanks.
Yeah.
Made it.
Absolutely.
We did. And we did the whole thing too. It's super long. I thought it would be short.
Yeah, we made it.
Powered
Got
by
through
the
whole thing.
snurts.
I can
mean-
nonsense and bullshit.
Still
with
don't know
most of
Haley's
them.
favorite Mortal Kombat character. Next time. We'll tune in next time.
Get him next time, Tiger.
I think she said Cammy.
No. I'm not gonna say it again. I know the joke. I get the bit. You're good.
She's like, you're not
I
gonna
said
get
it-
me.
I said it
You're
once.
not gonna.
Oh man.
All right.
Kara Zor-El is her favorite Mortal Kombat character.
Very good.
Okay. I don't think Donnie knows who that is, so
I don't know any of them.
And that's why it's perfect.
Newsflash. Any of them. I know like 4 of them to begin with.
okay, but also he just name dropped the civilian name for Supergirl on you.
I know the folks in the movie, like the OG movie. I know them. I'm like
Johnny
Pokemon
Cage.
with my Mortal Kombat characters. I'm the first genner. I know the OG cast.
I
That's
did
it.
Yeah,
it that way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
What
but
happened to- what's up with Charizard, right?
Exactly. Speaking. Oh, never mind. We're gonna keep going. Let's sign us. Get us out of here, Haley. Sign us off.
Be kind to each other.
I can dig it. Next week.
Yeah.
Peace. Everybody tweet shit at Devin. Not Devin. Devin.
Yeah.
Devin.
Devin.
Nobody sleeping in the middle of the bed. The middle of the bed is only where you do the business. But when everybody's ready to sleep, it's the side of the bed that can't be beat. It's the middle of the bed where lovers meet. But when it comes time to slumber, it's the edges. Ooh, the edges.